88.3 The Saint. This afternoon, March Madness gets underway. It's first-round action in the MAAC tournament from Albany here at the Times Union Center as the 7th seed Saints of Siena College take on the number 10 seed Rider University Bronx. Hello again, everybody. My name is Mike Demos, joined alongside Steve Amedio. It is, biasly, I will say, the greatest time of the year. March Madness is upon us. And for Team Steve, it's always 0-0, which might be a good thing for the Siena team. They kind of limped their way towards the finish line after starting 7-0 in the MAAC, just 3-10 down the stretch. Rider, meanwhile, started 0-12, or 1-12 in the MAAC, went 4-3 at the end, but the slate's wiped clean today. It's a new season, and we'll see what kind of Siena team we get here today. Consistency has been the thing that's been lacking, Allie Jacks has said. We'll see how consistent Siena can be here today as they try and keep their season alive.
Well, Michael, you couldn't be more right. The chalkboard is erased as far as wins and losses. And, you know, at this point, every team has a dream. You enter the tournament with as good a chance as anybody to win games. And you're in this situation that Siena and Rider is in. You win 4 games, you go to the NCAA tournament. So right now, the only team that's eliminated from that potential dream is Canisius, which lost at 1 point. Had a 1 point setback at Niagara just before our game. So it really is a neat time of year, and they don't call it March Madness for nothing. I agree with you. It's the best time of the year if you're a college basketball fan. And, you know, anything can happen. We've seen some wild things, and as you mentioned, the Siena women's team very inconsistent for much of the year. When they've been good, they've been very good. When they've been bad, well, they haven't been real good. So let's see if they can string together a couple of consistent efforts here today, because when they are at their best, they're capable of beating anyone, as they showed in a victory over Marist last week.
Siena 13-17 overall in the year. Rider finished up regular season action with an 8-21 mark as we get set for Siena and Rider. Saints making their 27th MAAC tournament appearance. They are 25-25, even 500 all-time, winning the program's only MAAC championship in 2001, beginning their quest for number 2 here today. Rider 5-18 all-time MAAC tournament action. The Bronx have never won a title.
And Michael, a tough matchup for Siena, and because Rider has 2 very good inside players, Sequoia Houghton, the local product from Albany, although she attended high school out of our area, and Julia Duggan, a 6'1" junior center. Houghton is also 6'1", and Rider has good enough perimeter players to cause Siena problems, including the 3rd leading scorer in the MAAC, Robin Perkins. So Rider appears to be a tough matchup for Siena, and in a previous game between the 2 teams way back in the middle of January, Rider was the 70-58 winner. So Siena's going to have to do some things differently today.
Rider in the road cranberry with the white and pewter letters, numerals, and trim for the Bronx. Siena the home white with the green and gold for the Saints. This does count for NCAA statistical purposes as a home game for Siena, because they do play at least 1 game at this arena annually. It is the home for the Siena men, so a home game, if you will, for Siena today. And the winner gets Iona, the number 2 seed, tomorrow at 2:30. If it's Siena, we'll have coverage beginning for you right here on 88.3 The Saint at 2 p.m. Saints have won 6 straight MAAC tournament openers. Saints 19-7 all-time in such games, and 20-9 all-time in the first and quarterfinals round. Siena's advanced at least to the quarterfinals in all but one of their first 26 MAAC tournament appearances.
And Michael, again, inconsistency for Siena, and a great deal of that is a product of the team being so young. It might be the youngest team in the league, and I read a quote, and I'm going to attribute it to the Times Union this morning, that Allie Jack said, most people look for the fountain of youth. I'm looking for the fountain of experience.
Kelly and Houghton to jump it up. And we are underway in Albany. Number 7, Siena. Number 10, Rider. First round of the MAAC tournament is underway. Our officials, Warren Harding, Carlina Tobin, and Randall Amy. Saints right to left on your radio dial in quarter number 1. They feed the post. Kelly spinning on Houghton off the window for 2. And the first basket to Simone Kelly and the Saints.
Well, we said that Houghton could help, could do a job defensively inside against Siena, but not when they let Simone Kelly set up right inside in the lane, about 2 feet from the basket. Nice pass by Meg Donahue to get the ball to Simone Kelly for an easy basket.
Siena had no players average double figures in February. Kelly led the team in scoring and rebounding, 9.9 points, 9.1 rebounds in 8 games during the month. Also a team-high 1.6 blocks. On the left wing, Perkins, the MAAC's third leading scorer, steps into a 3. That's off the mark. Offensive rebound, Duggan back up and got fouled by Kelly. And Julia Duggan will shoot 2.
And a long shot by Perkins resulted in a long rebound. Duggan able to secure the rebound, go back and draw the foul on Simone Kelly.
First foul on Simone. Saints got to be cognizant of foul trouble in this one. So Duggan will shoot 2. Their second leading scorer on the year, 8.2 points and a team best 7 rebounds. A 65% foul shooter hits the first.
And Michael, Sequoia Houghton, the local product who grew up in our area, she only averages 6.1 points per game, but in the 2 games against Siena, 11 points, 11 rebounds, and 16 points and 6 rebounds.
Duggan makes them both. We're tied at 2. Each team scores on its opening possession. Right to left, Asia Rawls goes in the right corner. Scarborough. Ryder comes out man-to-man defensively. Scarborough driving. Free throw line has it knocked away, though, and stolen by Hutton. Loose ball to the Bronx.
Hutton right away makes her presence known on the defensive end, stealing a little bit of a lazy pass by Colin Scarborough.
Manon Pellet, the senior point guard from France, on the right wing to Houghton. The left wing, Wenzel. Back in the left corner now, Pellet. They feed the post, Duggan, trying to work on Donahue. Tied up, jump ball. Arrow will keep it with Ryder with 10 to shoot. Kelly with the weak side help to force the tie-up.
And Michael, pretty clear that Ryder's going to try to pound the ball inside to Houghton and Duggan, mostly to Duggan so far, because it's perimeter shooters other than Perkins, just not real good. Wenzel and Pellet, both very below average long-range shooters.
Clock down to 8 as they inbound. Wenzel feeds the post. Houghton turns on Donahue. Fadeaway is off the mark. Rebound taken away by Kelly for the Saints. Siena will run a right to left with Deja Rawls, the freshman. Left wing, Scarborough. Top of the key, Patty Evans. Denisha working on Pellet. Goes right corner now to Rawls. They feed the post. Kelly on the block, trying to spin on Duggan. Muscles it up. Too strong off the glass. And Houghton the rebound for Ryder.
Michael, people haven't seen Houghton play. The similarity is to Siena's own Emanuela Adoka, just a good inside athlete. And that time she went up strong for a rebound.
2-2, Siena and Ryder 2 minutes in. Entry pass to Houghton out of bounds. Ryder turns it over. 7:55 to go in the first quarter.
Bad pass that time from Duggan, intended for Houghton. Goes out of bounds. Siena gets possession.
Rawls goes top of the key to Kelly. Right corner now, Scarborough. Top of the key, Petty Evans. Open behind the screen for 3, and she got it. DPE for 3, and the Saints lead at 5-2.
Well, set play there to get Denisha Petty Evans open, and she was wide open for that shot. And as I've said a million times, the best shot in basketball is an open shot, and she had a wide open look there.
36 three-pointer of the year for Petty Evans, who came in shooting just 26% from distance. They feed the post again. Houghton tied up. Dumped down to Duggan, knocked away out of bounds. Will stay with the Bronx with 13 to shoot.
Well, again, Ryder trying to get the ball inside and Siena defending it well. So Ryder not doing anything that's surprising Siena so far. The Saints playing good defense, defending the interior for Ryder.
Bronx lost their first 7 league games, started 1 of 12 as Duggan fouled on the way up by Donahue. She'll shoot 2 more. Ryder, though, 4-3 in their final 7, including a somewhat surprising win at Manhattan to close out regular season action.
And that loss by Manhattan against Ryder cost Manhattan a first-round bye in the MAAC tournament. So Ryder beat a pretty good team in its last game of the year.
Duggan hits the first. She's got all 3 Ryder points so far coming from the charity stripe. And the second. Missed that one, though. Rebound, Scarborough. 5-3 Siena with the ball with 7:10 to go in quarter number 1 here. 7th-seeded Saints, 10th-seeded Ryder. First round of the MAAC tournament. Times Union Center in Albany. Petty Evans open for another 3. This time it's long. Offensive rebound, Donahue, and a reset for the Saints. Good shot by Petty Evans, just off the mark, but a reset here for Siena.
Well, again, another wide open look. This time it didn't fall, but long shot, long rebound for Siena.
Kelly, left baseline jumper, rims out, rebound, out of bounds, last touch by Ryder. Saints will get it back. Good to see Siena crashing the glass a little better today. Somewhat surprisingly, the Saints got out rebounded by Niagara 45-23 on Saturday as Jackie Benitez, the MAAC's leading rookie scorer, checks in replacing Scarborough for the Saints.
And, Michael, I'm sure you remember in the first meeting with Ryder, January 8th, Jackie Benitez, one of her best games of the season.
Was her best game of the year. A career-high 25 points, made 6 threes.
6 of 10, 8 for 14 from the floor.
Had a quiet game, though, in Lawrenceville. Rawls, little teardrop in the lane goes. Nice little crisscross zigzag and stopping on a dime. Rawls with the floater, and the Saints lead at 7-3. Perkins trying to float the other way, but an offensive foul as she runs through Donahue, who takes the charge.
Megan, good position that time to draw the charge. And at the other end, Deja Rawls with a nice penetration into the lane and a pull-up teardrop. And she hasn't used that shot very often, but she looks like she's adept at it.
7-3, Siena leads, 6:24 to go in quarter number 1. Manuela Adoka in for the first time for the Saints as Simone Kelly will take an early breather. Adoka playing really well down the stretch for Siena, as has Benitez. Those two really fueling the Saints off the bench. Petty Evans feeds the post. Donahue. Mag trying to go up and under on Hana with the right hand. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound. Petty Evans rips it away from 2 Bronx. Siena, another offensive rebound early on, their third.
Meg Donahue with a nice spin move there.
Benitez for 3. Got it. Jackie B for 3. More second chance points for the Saints, who lead at 10-3.
Well, Siena's gotten second chance points on his last 2 possessions, so the Saints doing a much better job attacking the boards today.
Perkins, 16-footer won't go. Duggan again for the offensive rebound and fouled in rebounding action by Rawls, who snuck in there. But a good start here for Siena. Steve leading 10-3, 5:42 to go first quarter.
Well, terrific start, and the Saints have scored on their last 3 possessions, including the last 2 on putback baskets, second chance opportunity baskets.
5 of Siena's 10 points coming off second chance opportunities. Inbound nearly stolen by Benitez. Perkins able to grab it. Left corner, Pelé, baseline 3. Well long. Adoka there for the rebound. Hands off to Joella Gibson, who checks in for the first time for Siena. And she'll set things up offensively. Benitez, right baseline drive. Scoops it off to Donahue. Through her hands, though. Loose ball to Pelé. One-on-one on the front court. Pelé to the cutting. Perkins lost possession, though, out of bounds. Siena will get it right back.
And a little bit out of control in that fast break opportunity for Ryder. A pass right to off the hands of a Ryder player, I believe was off Perkins.
10-3, Siena, 5:20 to go first quarter. Gibson, Donahue, Scarborough back in. Benitez and Adoka right to left. The 5 on the floor for Siena. Scarborough drives, scoops, hit the bottom of the rim. Got her own rebound, though, and put back. Another rebound and more second chance points for the Saints. Then Benitez steals the inbounds. Scarborough, left corner, Benitez open for 3. No. Offensive rebound loose. Saved by Scarborough. Another second chance for Siena, which leads at 12-3.
Siena's last 3 baskets on second chance opportunities and another chance for one here.
Gibson trying to drive right side, gets in, floats it up the way, but off call, a foul, and that'll bring us to a timeout on the court. 4:41 to go first quarter in Albany. It's Siena 12, Ryder 3 on 88.3 The Saint.
Hi, it's Kevin Clancy, Siena class of 1991. Today's programming on WVCR FM is made possible in part thanks to our listeners and generous support of Clancy Real Estate. Our team at Clancy Real Estate markets and sells single-family and investment properties throughout the Capital Region. Clancy Real Estate's been serving the Capital Region for over 20 years. Clancy Real Estate, 518-861-7016 or clancyrealestate.com.
CDPHP proudly sponsors women's basketball on 88.3 The Saint. CDPHP, we've grown with you.
WVCR programming is brought to you by our listeners and Turner Construction Company. For over 90 years in upstate New York, Turner Construction has provided services as a general contractor and construction management. They can be reached at turnerconstruction.com, Albany.
This is head coach Allie Jackson. You're listening to Siena Women's Basketball on 88.3 The Saint. Now back to Mike Demos and Steve Amidio.
4:41 to go first quarter in Albany. MAAC first round action. The number 7 seed Siena leads the number 10 seed Ryder 12-3. Saints have come out flying, Steve. Already 7 second chance points here at the first media timeout.
Well, and not only offensively but defensively as well. Siena very proficient so far. In the last game between the two teams, the Ryder victory over Siena on January 17th, its inside players, Sequoia Houghton and Julia Duggan, had combined for 29 points. A big offensive explosion by its inside players, and Ryder trying to go inside again today, and Siena defending it very well. So far in the game's first 5 minutes and 19 seconds, Ryder does not have a field goal and only 4 shots from the floor. Siena doing a terrific job defensively. I know we always look at offense, and it's a nice run so far. Siena 12 points in a little bit over 5 minutes, but Saints doing their best work on the defensive end.
4 shots, 4 turnovers for Ryder. Saints 8-0 edge in points off turnovers, 7 second chance points, and a 6-0 edge in the paint. Good start for Siena, and 5 Saints already have scored as well.
Michael, all of those things, the defensive play and the second chance opportunities, those are all effort-type plays, and Siena certainly has come to play this late morning.
They called it an offensive foul on Gibson on the drive before the timeout, so Ryder will get it back here. And full court pressure for the Saints after the timeout. Simone Kelly back in for Megan Donahue for the Saints. Ryder remaining with their starting 5 out on the court. Their starting 5 that's gone 0 for 4 with 4 turnovers over the first 5+ minutes. Scarborough knocks away the inbounds out of bounds. Will stay with Ryder. Bronx a little shorthanded today. Yelise Duhan, the product of Turkey, out for the year after tearing her ACL in late January. And Lexi Posset, freshman, will miss her second straight game. She suffered a concussion, so Ryder a little shorthanded today. Scarborough steals the ball in the back end. Ryder broke the pressure, but Saints got back. Scarborough the steal. Leads Kelly inside, running lay-in for 2. Nice lead out in transition. Scarborough to Kelly, and the Saints lead by 11.
Fast break opportunity by the Saints, and Scarborough with a nice pass on the run to Kelly, who made a nice catch. Flipped the ball up to the basket and went in.
14-3 Siena. Steal on one end. Scarborough in transition to Kelly on the other side. Perkins, those left open for 3. Off the mark, though. Offensive rebound. Duggan put back over to Oka. No. Houghton, third attempt, throws it out. Stolen by Gibson. Here comes Joel in the front court. Has it poked away, though, by Wenzel. And back come the Bronx. 1-on-4, though, for Ryder. Wenzel, left corner, Pillay. And Ryder resets, still looking for its first field goal of the game. They missed their first 6 shots and turned it over 6 times.
Michael, you talk about experience and young players. Joella Gibson that time, one-person fast break, driving against 2 Ryder defenders.
Houghton inside, count the basket, and the foul high off the backboard. And Ryder with their first field goal with 3:37 left to go in the first quarter. It ends a 9-0 run for the Saints.
And not an easy field goal either. Houghton had to make a nice catch of a difficult pass with Siena defenders surrounding her. Caught the pass, went up, got hit, made the foul.
Houghton, a Siena killer this year, was the Albany native. And she completes the 3-point play. Pulls the Bronx within 8. 14-6 Siena, 3:35 to go first quarter.
Michael, a good nucleus for Ryder. The only senior in the starting lineup is the point guard, Manon Pillay. Everybody else should be back next season.
Gibson on the right wing. Hands it off left side now, Scarborough. Right corner, Kelly from 16. Got it. Good start for Simone Kelly, the Saints lone senior, with a half dozen, and she puts Siena back up 10.
Nice perimeter shot by Simone Kelly, and Sequoia Houghton running at her, got there a half step too late.
Hoskoven for the first time. Her shot is an air ball out of bounds. Back to the Saints. Siena speeding up Ryder, and they've either turned it over or been off the mark with their shots as Donahue and Petty Evans come back in for the Saints.
Well, Ryder not getting anything from the perimeter so far, so it inserts Hoskova in the game, who's one of the team's better long-range shooter, 23 threes on the year, and she had 12 in the last meeting against Siena.
On the right wing, Scarborough. Collins trying to back her way on Hoskova. Gets inside, muscles it up and in. Got the friendly roll, a little extra English over the front of the rim. And the Saints back up a dozen.
Right away, Scarborough goes out Hoskova's defense and gets inside, uses her strength to score there.
Duggan turns and shoots from 16. No, Kelly the rebound. Siena, the nation's 14th worst shooting team, hitting at 57% here in quarter number 1.
Well, good offense, that no doubt about it for Siena, and Ryder certainly out of sync on its own offensive end.
They feed the post. Kelly inside 2 Bronx. Pass back out. Donahue free throw line jumper. That won't go. Rebound loose. Offensive board put back. No by Scarborough. And out of bounds back to Ryder. Saints continuing to crash the offensive glass. Rebounds 12-6 early on in Siena's favor.
Michael, an offensive explosion by the Saints. 18 points in 8 minutes. It's one of the Siena's better starts of the season. Ryder just looks way out of sync on the offensive end.
Still ways to go for Siena's highest scoring quarter of the year, which was the third quarter against Morgan State back in November when they scored 29. But 20-point quarters have been few and far between this year. Siena at 18 with 1:49 to go in the first. Perkins, left corner, Wenzel, shot clock down to 5. Hodden trying to work now on Kelly. Little fadeaway is good for Sequoia Hodden. She's got 5 to lead the Bronx.
Michael Houghton was mostly a role player early in the season, started to start more often as the season went on, and has just developed into a very good player for Ryder as she exhibited on that possession. Only a sophomore.
Scarborough from 16 pull up, left it well short, an air ball, loose ball, rebound to Hodden. She'll lead the break the other way, and now wait for reinforcements. 18-8 Siena, 70 seconds to go first quarter, and a reach and foul called on Scarborough on the drive by Perkins. Saints well into the bonus, so free throws coming up for Robin Perkins and Ryder.
Ryder needs this young lady, Perkins, to make a contribution, and she hasn't yet. She's just settled for a couple of long-range shots that she missed, and that time she showed what she's capable of, going right by Colin Scarborough with some quickness. And she's the third leading scorer in the MAAC, has not scored yet today until just now.
As she hits the first. Ryder getting their points at the foul line in the first quarter. They've scored 9 points, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, just 2 of 10 from the field. Scarborough checks out. Benitez back in for the Saints. Collins, 3 assists in this first quarter. Siena, we mentioned 14th worst nationally in field goal shooting, 14th worst in assists as well. 5 first quarter assists, halfway to their average already, distributing the ball well.
Yes, moving the ball very well.
Perkins 1 of 2 from the line, halves the deficit for Ryder, 18-9 as we go into a minute to play in quarter number 1. Benitez, right corner, Petty Evans, 4-3, that's long. Perkins pulls down the board for Ryder.
Petty Evans that time about 2 feet, 3 feet beyond the stripe. She needs to get in better position to catch that pass. She had an open shot, but maybe a little bit out of her range.
Duggan, top of the key, picked up by Donahue. Hands it off now to Hoskova, trying to drive the lane. Stumbles, but is able to put it off the window and in.
Well, stumbled, but did not bumble. She got her balance and went up for it with a shot off the backboard and in.
Thank you, Chris Berman. Saints can hold for the final shot of the first quarter here if they wish, up by 7. Little spurt by the Bronx in the quarter. The ball knocked away, stolen by Perkins. Foot race the other way. Perkins blocked by Petty Evans out of bounds, but they said a foul from behind called by Carlina Tobin. And Perkins will shoot too. So Siena's good first quarter here, Steve. They might only find themselves up 5 here at the end of the quarter if Perkins can hit 2.
Well, that time a breakdown by Siena offensively. A lazy pass that Perkins was able to pick off and get alone on the fast break. Denisha Petty Evans trying to block the shot from behind. Got Perkins on the arm.
5 straight points for the Bronx, but Perkins misses the first. Free throws have been a godsend for Ryder in this first quarter. Siena's committed 7 fouls, just 1 for Ryder. Thankfully for the Saints, no player has more than 1 foul despite the 7 on the team. Karolina Severova in for the Saints. 9.7 seconds to go in the first quarter. Perkins' second shot is good. 18-12, 9.7 seconds to go. Last chance here for Siena. Rawls in the right court, in the front court, right to left. Rawls drives, lays it up. Can't get it to go, though. Duggan the rebound. That will do it. Siena will take a 6-point lead after the first.
And Rawls with a nice drive to the basket and did everything well except put the ball in the hoop. And Siena goes into the second quarter only up 6. Ryder very fortunate to still be this close.
Your score at the end of the first quarter of play, Siena 18, Ryder 12 on 88.3 The Saints.
CDPHP proudly sponsors women's basketball on 88.3 The Saint. CDPHP, we've grown with you.
Support of WVCR-FM is made possible in part thanks to our members and Ven Fitness, located in Clifton Park, Guilderland, Latham, and Niskayuna. Ven Fitness is proud to support Siena College students and alumni. Reinvent yourself. For more information, ventfitness.com. That's ventfitness.com.
Rose & Kiernan is a proud sponsor of women's basketball on 88.3. Insurance is about more than just money. It's about relationships. Rose & Kiernan.
88.3 WVCR-FM, Loudonville, Albany. Proudly owned and operated by Siena College, a Franciscan institution. 88.3 88.3 The Saints.
Hey, this is Deja Ross, and you're listening to Siena's Women's Basketball on 88.3 The Saints. Now back to Mike Demos and Steve Emilio.
18-12, Siena leads Ryder after one quarter of play in the MAAC tournament.
And Siena getting a lot of basketball from a lot of people. 5 different players in the scoring column in the first quarter for the Saints, and a very good offensive quarter for Siena. 18 points, 42% shooting from the floor, and even better work on the defensive end, holding Ryder to just 27.3% shooting accuracy. And Siena also with more shots, 19 shots to just 11 shots for Ryder. A product of Siena's good defense, limiting Ryder's opportunities.
Simone Kelly leading the Saints half dozen points in that first quarter.
And again, not the only one. Colin Scarborough with 4. Tanisha Petty-Evans with a three-pointer. Jackie Benitez with a three-pointer. Deja Ross with a nice drive midway through the quarter for a bucket. 5 different Siena players scored in the first quarter. And Siena sharing the ball well. A bugaboo for much of the season. Siena not a great passing team yet, but 5 first quarter assists. The ball movement very good in the first quarter for Siena.
Simone Kelly leading the Saints with 6. Colin Scarborough, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Saints with 10-4 edges in both points in the paint and points off turnovers.
And Michael, the only problem in the first quarter for Siena, if you want to take a little bit of a micro look at things, Siena did not score on its last 5 possessions. The Saints haven't scored since the 2:50 mark of the first quarter, and that enabled Ryder to go on a 6-0 run to close out the quarter and turn a 12-point Siena lead into just a 6-point advantage for the Saints.
See if the Saints can bounce back here to start quarter number 2. They will have the ball with Petty-Evans, Rawls, Donahue, Scarborough, and Benitez. The 5 on the floor for Siena.
Siena going very small right now. 4 perimeter players on the court.
And loose ball turned over by the Saints. Hodden comes away with it for the Bronx. Both teams now with 6 turnovers so far in the game.
Meg Donahue, the only post player for Siena, and then Colin Scarborough, Denisha Petty, Deja Ross, and Jackie Benitez also on the court.
And Petty-Evans steals it right back on the other end. 7th Ryder turnover. Rawls 2-on-2 the other way will pull it back out, and the Saints will reset in the half court.
Michael, the difference between point guards earlier in the first quarter, Joella Gibson drove on that the similar opportunity against 2 or 3 Ryder defenders. That time, Deja Ross bringing the ball up court by herself against a couple of Ryder defenders. Pulled it out.
Benitez right wing 3 is long, and Pillay the only player there to pull out the rebound for Ryder. Saints now 2 of 6 from distance. Siena started 8 of 14 from the field. They missed their last 6 shots. It's been the problem with this team. They go through these spurts on offense, got off to a good one, and have gone in a lull since. 6-0 run for Ryder, trying to add to it here. Oskova feeds the post. Houghton finds the cutter. Duggan now running late and left it short, though. Donahue bothered the shot and got the rebound for Siena.
Well, nice pass that time for Houghton to Duggan from one post player to another, but Meg Donahue able to get there quick enough to bother Duggan's shot.
Benitez on the right wing. Feeds the post. Donahue knocked away by Houghton out of bounds. Will stay Siena ball with 13 to shoot.
You know, Houghton, an active defender inside also. Got in front of Meg Donahue, was able to tip the ball away. And, what do deflections mean? Well, now Siena has to try to run an offense with only 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Those deflections do disrupt things.
Petty-Evans, right baseline, turns, shoots, and scores. Nice basket for Petty-Evans, and she's got 5 for the Saints. That ends the scoreless drought. Siena back up 8.
Petty-Evans caught a pass about 12 feet for the basket on the baseline. Looked, and no one was really defending her, so she took the shot as well she should have. An easy basket for Petty-Evans.
Saints in that storm defense, storming around the perimeter. Houghton inside, back out to play. Extra pass, Wenzel cut off there, free throw line. Duggan will shoot and won't get the bounce. Udoka skying for the rebound for the Saints.
Michael, I would say the Storm defense is mostly storming around the interior, leaving Ryder's the long-range shooters wide open. Ryder not a good long-range shooting team, but Siena converging on the interior, really making things tough for Ryder's post players.
Benitez free throw line jumper in traffic, no, but the offensive rebound to Petty-Evans. Another second chance for Siena. That is 7 offensive rebounds in the game so far for the Saints. Benitez a 3, got it. Jackie B for 3, more second chance points for the Saints to go back up 11.
Well, an assist that time to Deja Rawls, not only with the pass, but setting the pick and freeing Jackie Benitez for an open look, which she converted. Nice play by Deja Rawls there to set up that shot.
10 of Siena's 23 points coming off second chance opportunities. And now Duggan shuffled her feet inside to turn it over. So the Saints, like quarter number one, off to a good start in quarter number two.
And Siena, again, double-teaming the post that time. As soon as Duggan caught the ball, and Emanuela Adoka has entered the game. So Siena has two post players on the court right now. They both converged on Duggan that time to make her travel.
Betty Evans drives. Shot is blocked by Perkins. Adoka recovers, muscles it up. Can't get it to go. Got it back again. No, and this time got fouled. Ella doing some more good work on the glass. And I believe she's going to shoot a pair of free throws here.
And she just goes over opposing players using her quickness and athleticism, leaping ability to get rebounds.
Look, we've said it before. She's still got a lot of things to learn out there from a basketball X's and O's standpoint. But so much raw talent. You see it on display there. She's got a nice shot inside, a leaper, really blocking shots well and rebounding defensively. A lot to work with there. She could really turn into one of the better ones here over time.
Well, she really could. And as you said, there's a lot to work on. She's not a good offensive player.
She goes
yet.
1 of 2 at the line, but there's Rawls for the offensive rebound. Off to Petty Evans for 2. And again, more second chance points for the Saints. Rawls is down, and they'll blow the whistle here to stop play as Rawls walking a little gingerly, but Siena with the first 8 points of quarter number 2, and they now lead it by 14, 26-12 Siena, and again, second chance points.
And getting away from Ryder just because of that. Siena really winning all the effort points so far this afternoon.
26-12 Siena. Wenzel drives and double dribbles. Had it poked away from behind. Turnover number 9 for the Bronx. Everything going Siena's way here early on. Saints really off to a good start so far in MAAC tournament play.
And Michael, back to Emanuela Adoka. There are things she doesn't do well, but she also does things that you can't teach. She's athletic. She gets off her feet well. She's tall. She's a good jumper.
Benitez, free throw line jumper, 2 more. Got around the screen. Time out. Ryder will take it with him. It's a 10-0 run to start the second quarter for Siena. They lead at 28-12 on 88.3 the Saint.
Here we go. Support of WVCR-FM is made possible in part thanks to Parish Public House, an authentic Cajun restaurant in the capital region, serving up Louisiana-inspired dishes alongside the classic American pub fare. The Parish Public House is located at 388 Broadway in downtown Albany, just 2 blocks from the Times Union Center. Open 6 days a week, lunch through dinner, and on Sundays during football season, or before or after a Siena Saints basketball game. The live music calendar can be found at parishpublichouse.com. So go Saints!
WVCR programming is brought to you by our listeners and the generous support of Berkshire Bank. Berkshire Bank has provided personal and business banking, insurance, and wealth management services for over 165 years. Berkshire Bank, America's most exciting bank. For more information, berkshirebank.com.
What's up, everybody? This is Denisha Petty Evans, and you're listening to Siena Women's Basketball on 88.3 The Saints. Now back to Mike Demos and Steve Amidio.
What a start for Siena to this MAAC tournament. They lead Ryder 28-12, a 10-0 run for the Saints to start the second quarter. Siena 15 points off turnovers in this game and 13 second chance points.
And Michael, Siena has scored on its last 4 possessions. It's only 4 possessions that it scored on in this quarter, but produced 10 points. Well, how does that happen? One of the possessions, a 3-point shot. Another possession, a free throw, a missed free throw, a rebound basket. And that was a 3-point play in that situation. So Siena scores on 4 possessions, 10 points so far in the quarter. And again, good defensive end, good defensive work on the other end, holding Ryder scoreless so far in the first 3 minutes and 39 seconds of the second quarter.
Second quarter beginning much like the first half did for Siena. Like you said, Steve, Saints winning all the effort points in this one. Points off turnovers, 15-4. Second chance points, 13-2. Ryder just 3 of 13 from the field. No assists, 9 turnovers.
Well, Michael, all the numbers indicate the blowout level of the score so far. Siena, 16-point lead. And you look at why. Siena with 18 rebounds to just 10 for Ryder, and Ryder with 9 turnovers to just 6 for Siena. All those things add up, and what they add up to is Siena with 27 shots from the floor to just 13 for Ryder. You get that many more shot opportunities, you're going to win games. And right now, Siena on its way with a 16-point lead.
That was like the Marist game. All the offensive rebounds, all the turnovers forced, and Ryder has 3 field goals here 14 minutes into this game.
And Michael, the second time the two teams met when Ryder beat Siena, Siena did not take care of the ball real well. Siena had more turnovers than Ryder, 25 turnovers in that game by Siena. The Saints taking much better care of the ball so far in the early going here.
Jackie Benitez leading a balanced Siena attack with 8 more points off the bench, trying to get in double figures for a 4th straight game as Wenzel stops the bleeding with a 16-foot pull-up for Ryder. 7 points for Petty Evans, 6 for Kelly. And Siena now doubling up Ryder 28-14, 6 minutes to go in the first half. And a reach and foul called on Pillay on the hand check on Petty Evans.
Michael, I'm sure Siena's not going to mind seeing Wenzel take shots as Ryder tries to mount a comeback because her shooting percentage only 22.6% on the season. That might be the lowest shooting percentage by any starting player in the MAAC.
Gibson, top of the key. Petty Evans fakes the 3. Now takes it off the front of the iron. Rebound knocked around, taken away by Pillay for Ryder. Doka had 2 hands on it, but couldn't grasp it. Wenzel, another pull-up jumper right on cue. Steve back rim, and it leads to a leak out the other way for Benitez. Jackie trying to go all the way, but had her pocket picked. And now back comes Perkins off to the races for Ryder. Foot race with Petty Evans. She'll blow the layup, though. A little too much steam behind her, and long-armed it a bit. Adoka, rebound number 6 for the Saints.
Well, I know you're trying to rush to the basket to beat the defense down, but when you get to the basket, you have to hesitate just a fraction to compose yourself, and that time Perkins did not.
Benitez, another 3. Got it. Jackie B, another 3. She's got 11 off the bench already, and the Saints lead by 17.
Well, it's getting late awfully early for the Ryder Bronx. A 17-point Siena lead, and Siena clicking on all cylinders, both ends of the court.
And now they airmail the entry pass to Duggan. Another Ryder turnover, their 10th. They do not have an assist. 31-14 Siena with 4:54 to go in the first half.
Well, Michael, all the pregame worry, Ryder having beaten Siena in the previous meeting, and Robin Perkins healthy, as she was not in the first meeting against the most previous meeting with Siena, and none of it coming to fruition. Siena just controlling this game, start to current level of the game.
Siena looking to possibly deliver an early knockout punch here. Again, still a long way to go, but Ryder down 17 and not a team that scores a ton of points. Petty Evans inside Donahue, and they call her for steps, got bumped by Houghton. Call the steps, though, on Siena.
Well, Houghton really held her position that time, and Meg forced the bump as much as Houghton did. Good defensive play by Houghton there.
Lexi Stover into the game for the first time for Ryder. Bronx into the front court trying to get something, anything going right now. Houghton dumps it down. Duggan, nice feed and finish. Houghton to Duggan for 2.
Well, there's one play that Ryder should probably exploit more. When the ball gets inside to one of its post players, Siena double teams. That time Houghton had the double team on her, found a wide open Duggan for an easy basket. Ryder just hasn't done a lot of that this game. In fact, I believe that's Ryder's first assist of the game.
It was, with 4 minutes to go in the first half. Scarborough trying to work her way inside, lost the handle. Loose ball taken away by Wenzel. 2-on-2 the other way. Wenzel trying to go all the way. Blocked by Scarborough. Collins loose ball. Now she'll lead the leak out the other way. Scarborough head full of steam all the way by Houghton, but blew the layup. And the rebound out of bounds back to Ryder.
And Scarborough comes up limping a little bit. I think she might have twisted her ankle on that drive to the basket. A good sequence, though, by Scarborough that time. She missed she had the ball stolen on the offensive end and then got back quick enough to block. It was Taylor Wenzel's layup attempt, so good hustle by Scarborough.
Inside with the left hand, Hoskova off the window, can't get it to go. Adoka, the rebound, fumbles it away, but loose ball by Scarborough, and then Duggan commits the foul.
Michael, that time Hoskova got the ball on the left side and went up with kind of a jump hook from about 8 or 9 feet out, and it just about went in and then spun around and out. Good break for Siena there.
31-16 Siena, 3:23 to go in the first half. Duggan to the bench with 2 fouls for Ryder, and only scoring they really got us from their inside play today. Duggan and Houghton with 10 of the 16 Bronx points.
And Perkins, the third leading scorer in the MAAC, very quiet in this game.
Benitez drives, stripped on the way up by Wenzel, and last touch by Jackie. It'll go back to Ryder. That's the 10th Siena turnover, but they do have 9 first-half assists. Again, came in averaging just 9.5 assists per game on the season.
And Siena in a little bit of an offensive slump right now. Last 4 possessions without a basket, 3 of those turnovers. Ryder not able to take advantage to get back in this.
Hoskova, right corner. Stover, lefties open for 3 and hits. And Lexi Stover knocks down Ryder's first 3 of the game to pull them within a dozen.
Stover, not a bad outside shooter, 16 of 66 from three-point range this year, so more than capable.
Scarborough inside, knocked away, stolen by Stover, and Collins commits the foul. So that's 5 Siena turnovers now over the last 3:45.
And 6 empty possessions of the last 7 for Siena.
They get it quickly into Perkins. Perkins trying to drive, cut off. Back out to Wenzel now. Right corner, Perkins. Steps into a 3 over Scarborough and hits. Timeout, Allie Jacks, and the Bronx have pulled within 9.
Well, Michael, you want a recipe for letting the opposition back in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last 7 possessions by Siena, 6 turnovers. Only 1 shot made, 2 shots taken in the last 7 possessions by Siena. That has enabled Ryder to turn a 17-point deficit into only a 9-point deficit. Ryder having scored back-to-back 3-pointers on his last 2 possessions, including that one by Robin Perkins. A long-range shot would have handed her face. You don't want to see that young lady heat up if you're a Siena fan.
8-0 run for Ryder to rally within 9, 31-22. Siena 2:27 to go in the first half. Saints without a point for the last 2:45. Similar first, second quarters. Good starts for Siena. Ryder rallying a little bit towards the end of the quarters.
Well, it's hard to take too much umbrage with a team that has a 9-point lead, but Siena going through one of its inconsistent stretches, particularly on the offensive end right now, allowing Ryder to get back into this one.
They've had 2 very good offensive stretches today and 2 very poor offensive stretches today, and now Rawls fires away the entry pass. That's 6 turnovers now in the last 4 minutes for Siena, and they've got 12 on the game, starting to pile up, an area which Siena had done better of late.
Michael, that's not an easy pass from the perimeter trying to get it to a post player, and Deja Ross just did not make it there. A bad pass trying to get the ball to Simone Kelly.
Wentz a little hop, skip, and a jump off balance shot, no good, and then Ryder over the back to commit the foul. Was Houghton, 4th team foul on the Bronx.
And Wenzel trying to drive to the basket from almost the top of the key. Siena was able to collapse on her, force a tough shot, and then had boxed out Houghton very well. Houghton goes over the back to draw the foul.
Petty Evans hands it off left side. Benitez, she's led all scores with 11, drives, floats it up with the right hand, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, nope. It was taken away by Hoskova for the Bronx. Lead down to 9 for Siena. Wenzel a 3, no. Benitez, the rebound has it knocked away out of bounds. We'll go back to Siena with 97 seconds to go in the first half. That'll go down as a team rebound for Siena, which is out rebounding the Bronx 25-12.
And Michael, again, Wenzel firing when she probably shouldn't. That time a 3-point attempt, and she is only connecting on 17.5% of her 3-point attempts on the season. 10 of 57. That is not real good.
Siena with 7 turnovers in the last 5 minutes, trying to end this scoreless drought of 3.5 minutes right now. Severova into the game. Petty Evans on the right wing. Right corner, Severova drives. Little pull-up foul line jumper off the front of the iron, no good. Perkins rips away the rebound for Ryder.
The long stretch of scoreless play by Siena continues.
31-22. Siena coming up on a minute to play in the first half. Ryder has rallied within 9. Hoskova, Houghton, free throw line jumper for 2. Sequoia Houghton now is 7, and it's a 10-0 run for the Bronx over the last 3.5 minutes.
And Houghton with about a 16-footer. If she makes that shot consistently, she's going to be one of the better players in the league over the next couple of years.
The maddening inconsistencies for Siena continue. That's what Allie Jack said all week long. Inconsistent been the story of Siena this year, and Petty Evans ends the drought with a 16-foot pull-up 9 for Denisha.
Michael, that is Petty Evans' best offense, a pull-up jumper over a shorter defender from mid-range. She's very good at that, as she showed there.
Oskova all the way to the rim will lay it in. Nobody stopped ball, and Oskova scores 33-26. Siena, 15 seconds to go in the half.
Cardinal rule, you got to stop the ball. Oskova with a head of steam, got to the basket with ease.
Rawls trying to get to the rim herself. Can't hit the shot. Rebound loose. Houghton has it. 2 seconds to go. Half court. Heave just off the mark. And Siena will take a 7-point lead into the locker room.
And Siena fortunate Ryder didn't get closer than that because Siena really ended the half on a very poor offensive run. Only one basket in about the last 4.5 minutes.
But Siena does lead at the half by 7. Your score at the half. Siena 33. Ryder 26 on 88.3 The Saint.
WVCR is made possible in part thanks to our listeners and the generous support of HRS Construction Incorporated. HRS Construction provides home remodeling services, including additions, home exteriors, decks, kitchens, and more. HRS Construction, 518-426-4107. That's 518-426-4107. Or online, hrsconstruction.com. HRS Construction, getting it done right.
Hi, it's Kevin Clancy, Siena class of 1991. Today's programming on WVCR FM is made possible in part thanks to our listeners and generous support of Clancy Real Estate. Our team at Clancy Real Estate markets and sells single-family and investment properties throughout the Capital Region. Clancy Real Estate's been serving the Capital Region for over 20 years. Clancy Real Estate, 518-861-7016 or clancyrealestate.com.
Support of WVCR FM is made possible in part by our listeners and UHY Advisors, a national firm providing accounting, tax, and consulting services to the Capital Region with 25 offices nationally and access to global resources in over 50 countries. UHY Advisors, the next level of service. 518-449-3166 or online at uhy-us.com.
Here we go. Support of WVCR FM is made possible in part thanks to Parish Public House, an authentic Cajun restaurant in the Capital Region, serving up Louisiana-inspired dishes alongside the classic American pub fare. The Parish Public House is located at 388 Broadway in downtown Albany, just 2 blocks from the Times Union Center. Open 6 days a week, lunch through dinner, and on Sundays during football season, or before or after a Siena Saints basketball game. The live music calendar can be found at parishpublichouse.com. So go Saints!
WVCR FM is supported by its listeners and Trustco Bank. Serving the public for over 100 years, Trustco has over 140 locations in 5 states and offers interest-bearing checking and online banking. For more information, TrustcoBank.com. Trustco Bank, your hometown bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
Now let's send it back courtside to Mike Demos and Steve Emilio for the Siena Saints Women's Basketball Halftime Show, presented by Rose and Kiernan, here on 88.3 The Saint.
Back here at the half in Albany, first round of the MAAC tournament. Your score at the half. This first round matchup, number 7, Siena 33, and number 10, Ryder 26. Time to take a look now at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by SienaSaints.com for all your latest, most up-to-date information on all of Siena's 22 Division I athletic programs. Don't forget when you get home to log on to SienaSaints.com. Well, of course, the out-of-town scoreboard is the in-town scoreboard today. This is game number 2 of the MAAC tournament. Earlier today, it was a thrilling one. Battle of the Bridge Part 3. The number 9 seed Niagara taking down 8-seeded Canisius 65-64. Our next game coming up here after this will be the 6-11 women's game, Manhattan and St. Peter's. 3 men's games tonight. Again, the Siena Men Open MAAC tournament play Saturday as the number 3 seed at 7 o'clock against the winner of tonight's 6-11 men's game between Manhattan and Marist. Your score at the half in Albany, Siena 33, Ryder 26. Back with more of the Rose and Kieran halftime report after these messages on 88.3 The Saint.
WVCR-FM is supported by its listeners and Trustco Bank. Serving the public for over 100 years, Trustco has over 140 locations in 5 states and offers interest-bearing checking and online banking. For more information, TrustcoBank.com. Trustco Bank, your hometown bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
MAAC fans, the 2016 MAAC Basketball Championships return to the Times Union Center March 3rd through the 7th for the MAAC's 35th anniversary, and nothing beats seeing it live. 11 teams enter with one mission: to cut down the nets and earn a spot in the big dance. Ticketmaster.com, the Times Union Center box office, or 800-745-3000. This year's MAAC Championships are sure to be the best one yet.
CDPHP proudly sponsors women's basketball on 88.3 The Saint. CDPHP, we've grown with you.
This is Jackie Benitez, and you're listening to Siena Women's Basketball on 88.3 The Saint. Now back to Mike Demos and Steve Emilio.
Back here at the half in Albany, where the number 7 seed Siena leads the number 10 seed Rider 33-26 in this MAAC first round game, and similar quarters for Siena. Steve, the Saints came out gangbusters to start the game and the second quarter, but Rider ended the first quarter on a 6-0 run, the second quarter on a 12-2 spurt after going down by 17 to rally within 7 at the break.
Well, Michael, extend Rider's run. It's 12-2 to end the quarter, and Siena started gangbusters, but they ended like the gang that couldn't shoot straight or hold on to the ball. The Saints' last 10 possessions, 5 turnovers and 1 for 5 shooting. Over the corresponding period, Rider's last 10 possessions, no turnovers, 5 for 10 shooting. So it shows the value of taking care of the basketball.
Yeah, Saints 13 turnovers in that first half. Rider had 10. Both teams have cashed in as well. 12 points off turnovers to the Bronx, 15 for the Saints. The big difference in the first half, though, on the glass, Steve, much better effort rebounding for Siena. After what we saw on Saturday against Niagara, Siena plus 11 on the glass, and it's led to 13 second chance points.
Well, that's been the big thing for Siena. The biggest thing, Siena's been controlling the offensive glass, and you made reference to a week ago when Siena played Marist and upset the Red Foxes. Siena out-rebounded Marist on the offensive end, 19-4 in that game. Today, it's 11-4 in the first half, so Siena getting extra opportunities based on its offensive rebounding, and that's resulted in Siena taking 9 more shots in the first half than Rider and producing 5 more field goals.
And again, getting lift off the bench as they have of late. We talked about Benitez and Adoka, and doing it again today. Benitez, 11 first-half points, hit 3 threes. Ella Adoka, 7 rebounds off the bench.
Well, what an advantage it is when you can bring in bench players, and they're real weapons. They're not just giving starters a rest. And Benitez, almost like the 6th starter for Siena. She plays starter minutes, 12 minutes in the first half, and 11 points, 4 of 8 shooting. And then Adoka off the bench, another jackrabbit effort on the boards, if you will. In 11 minutes, 7 rebounds so far. So, again, good bench production for the Saints.
Your score at the half, Siena 33, Rider 26. Back with more of the Rose and Kieran halftime report after these messages on 88.3 The Saint.
WVCR-FM is supported by its listeners and Trustco Bank. Serving the public for over 100 years, Trustco has over 140 locations in 5 states and offers interest-bearing checking and online banking. For more information, TrustcoBank.com. Trustco Bank, your hometown bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
CDPHP proudly sponsors women's basketball on 88.3 The Saint. CDPHP, we've grown with you.
Rose and Kieran is a proud sponsor of women's basketball on 88.3. Insurance is about more than just money. It's about relationships. Rose and Kieran.
SienaSaints.com is your one-stop source for information on all your favorite Siena teams, coaches, and student-athletes. SienaSaints.com is also a great place to purchase official Siena Saints merchandise and to register for summer camps. SienaSaints.com. Check it out today.
This is Joella Gibson, and you're listening to Siena Women's Basketball on 88.3 The Saint. And now back to Mike Demos and Steve Emilio.
Back here at Albany, where Siena leads Rider by a score of 33-26. Let's take a look at the first half stats now. And Siena 9 more shots, Saints shooting 41%. That's good for Siena, 36% for Ryder.
And 41% is above Siena's seasonal average by more than a few ticks. And Siena, again, proficient on the offensive end for the most part until about the last 4.5 or 5 minutes of the second quarter. So Siena just has to be a little bit more consistent in its effort and in its production.
Saints also 4 of 9 from distance. Again, the rebounding, the big thing, plus 11 for Siena, 25-14, including 11 offensive rebounds, which have led to 13 second chance points. Really the difference in this game right now.
Well, it is, and Siena getting the effort points and offensive rebounds are pure effort. And Emmanuel Udoka, 7 rebounds total, 2 on the offensive end. Colin Scarborough, 3 on the offensive end. Denisha Petty-Evans, 2 offensive rebounds, and 3 other Siena players with 1 offensive rebound. So Siena really getting production on second chance opportunities based on offensive rebounds.
Ryder went without an assist for about the first 17 minutes of the first half. They finished with 4 assists, 10 turnovers. Siena 9 assists, 13 turnovers. Siena really distributing the ball out for a team that really goes off the dribble a lot. 9 assists, that's their season average. Siena really shared it well in the first half.
Well, Siena did share the ball very well in the first half, as the 9 assists would indicate. And again, just the inconsistency. When Siena is at its best, it can play with anyone, and when it's at its worst, anyone can play with Siena, and we're seeing a little bit of both so far in this game. Siena doing enough good things, though, to hold its 7-point lead at the break.
Sequoia Hodden once again leading Ryder. 7 first-half points for the Albany native, 5 apiece for Julia Duggan and Robin Perkins. Saints did a good job on the third leading scorer in the MAAC. Perkins holding her to just 1 of 5 shooting and 3 turnovers in the first half. Siena led off the bench again. Jackie Benitez, 11 points, including 3 threes. Denisha Petty-Evans, a nice first half with 9 points. Simone Kelly scored all 6 of her points in the first quarter as Siena leads Ryder 33-26. Well, time to take a look now at the road ahead, brought to you by Yankee Trails, and the road will end for one of these teams here today, but the winner will advance to face the number 2 seed Iona tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. tip-off here at the Times Union Center. Should Siena win, we'd have coverage for you at 2 o'clock here on 88.3 The Saint, and Iona beat the Saints, should it be Siena, by nearly identical scores, 64-51 in Loudonville, 63-51 in New Rochelle. But Allie Jack said it might have been Siena's second-best league game this year after the Marist win. We saw last year Siena made inroads against Iona, finally beat them a third time, hoping to get a third chance at the Gales tomorrow and see if they can take that next step again, although going to be tough playing day 2 in a row.
Well, it is, and Iona is one of clearly the second-best team in the MAAC this year. They finished second place, and a good record. They beat Siena twice, but neither game they blew Siena out. And the second game, Siena was in it for much of the game, and even late, Iona made some big shots, or else Siena would have been closer, and the 12-point deficit isn't that much to overcome. Siena just seems to match up well against Iona, although Iona has 2 of the best players in the league, and Joy Adams, the 5'11 senior forward, and Marina Lizarazu, who I don't think is any question. She's the best point guard in the league, and she really makes that team go. So it's not going to be an easy matchup for whichever team here gets past today's game and gets Ryder, but not an insurmountable battle for whoever gets there.
Your score at the end of the first half here, MAAC tournament first round from the Times Union Center in Albany. The number 7 seed Siena 33, 10th seeded Ryder 26. Second half on the way next, right here on 88.3 The Saint.
Yankee Trails World Travel is a proud sponsor of Siena Athletics on WVCR-FM. Since 1957, they've provided charter and motor coach tours and currently offer cruise packages. Yankee Trails, 518-286-2400 or yankeetrails.com. People with the right connection. Yankee Trails wishes the best of luck to all Siena athletes and looks forward to seeing everyone in the upcoming year.
At iHeartRadio, we're kind of obsessed with musical perfection. We're not just a bunch of random songs inside a computer somewhere. We're built with real radio stations, like this one, run by people that love music as much as you do. And we've collected over 18 million songs from 400,000 artists to make sure we can build you a station you'll heart. Millions of songs, thousands of stations, one free app. That's us, iHeartRadio. Download our app now or listen online at iHeartRadio.com.
Support of WVCR-FM is made possible in part by our listeners and UHY Advisors, a national firm providing accounting, tax, and consulting services to the Capital Region with 25 offices nationally and access to global resources in over 50 countries. UHY Advisors, the next level of service. 518-449-3166 or online at uhy-us.com.
Ahoy! This is Carolina Severova, and you are listening to Siena Women's Basketball on 88.3 The Saint. Now back to Mike Demos and Steve Amidio.
Set to start the second half in Albany. Saints trying to extend their season, and 7th-seeded Siena leads number 10 seed Rider 33-26 the half of this MAAC first-round matchup. And see if the Saints can start the third quarter like they did the first and the second and try and build up a little more breathing room once again.
Well, they need that, and I always love it when Carolina Severova brings us back from the break and says, ahoy! But that young lady, just a very intelligent college student, the winner of the academic award among Siena players this year at the Siena banquet earlier this week. So Carolina Severova, terrific freshman year in the classroom for Siena.
Maybe it's just me because I'm hungry, but every time she says it, I'm thinking of Chips Ahoy.
Well, you do love your chips. I know that.
I do. My cookies.
You're
cookies,
the cookie
Steve. Yes,
monster.
I am indeed. Rider ball to start the second half. They go from right to left on your radio dial in half number 2. Both teams with their respective starting fives back out there. Perkins drives the left hand over Donahue for 2. Don't want to let her get going. Perkins had a quiet first half, but the first 2 of the second for Rider.
She's got that quick first step when she wants to use it, and she used it to perfection here, getting to the left side and putting up a left-handed layup. Not an easy shot.
Scarborough drives off the window. Too strong offensive foul. Houghton taking the charge there, and on Collins, that'll be her third foul.
Well, just what Siena doesn't want, Rider getting a little momentum right at the start of the second half, and now pulling within 5, and if he can get a couple more baskets, the momentum switch is really going to be noticeable.
33-28 Siena. Closest Rider has been since the opening moments of this game. Ball knocked away. Recovered, though, by Pillay. Right corner, Perkins. They're trying to get her going. Top of the key now. Houghton trying to drive inside with the right hand. Lays it up and in. Too easy for Sequoia Houghton. And we've got a one-possession game. 16-2 run for Rider.
Houghton catches the ball at about the foul line. A Siena player went for a steal, miss, and then nobody between Houghton and the basket. Easy bucket for Sequoia.
They feed the post. Donahue gets free inside. Has a block from behind by Perkins. Huge weak side play by Robin Perkins. Now she'll come the other way, but lost the handle as she was going up for the shot and turns it over. 16-2 run, though, for Rider, dating back to the first half after Siena had led by 17.
Well, Perkins with a big block of what looked like it was going to be an easy shot by Meg Donahue. And then Perkins corrals the loose ball, goes end to end. Siena very fortunate that she mishandled the ball as she got to the basket.
Benitez in for the Saints. Scarborough on the bench with 3 fouls. Petty Evans up fake, goes left corner. Benitez, Jackie steps into a 3. Got it. Jackie B for 3 right off the bench. Her 4th 3 of the game. She's got 14 and puts the Saints back up 6. Instant offense, just what Siena needed. And now traveling by Pillay. She was tied up by a trio of Saints in the backcourt.
Well, instant defense as well by the Saints, double-teaming the ball handler with a full-court press and forcing the turnover. But on the other end, Rider poured defensively. Benitez clearly Siena's best player. She got a pick, and Rider defenders went under the pick instead of over to try to come out, put a hand in Jackie's face, and Benitez with a wide-open 3 that she converted.
Donahue on the right block. Kelly, left wing, Rawls, drives baseline, shovels it off to Donahue, who lays it up and in. Good job making the extra pass, Rawls to Donahue. First points of the game for MAAC as Siena back up 8.
Michael, great ball movement by the Saints that time. 4 passes before Rawls drove to the basket.
Off-balance shot, Pillay won't go. Donahue the rebound. 3 assists in the game for the freshman Rawls.
And when you pass the ball so well, the ball gets ahead of the defense, and Rawls had an open driving lane because of good passing. When she got into the post, she made a nice shovel pass to Meg Donahue for an easy basket.
Benitez in the zone right now. Hands it off to Rawls. Drives the lane. Teardrop up and in. It's twice she's done it today, Steve. Nice finish by the freshman in the paint.
It really was. Maybe that's going to be her shot, to drive into the lane and the teardrop from about 8 feet out.
Quickly had Perkins transition three off the mark. Long rebound, Petty Evans has it and is bumped into by Houghton, who commits the foul. 40-30, Siena up 10. 7:17 to go in the third quarter. Siena's answered a 16-2 Rider run with the last 7 points to go back up double figures.
Well, the ship was taking on water, and now Siena's righted the ship, scoring 7 straight and playing terrific defense on the Rider, forcing back-to-back turnovers and then back-to-back bad shots by the Bronx.
Benitez thought about the three, had it poked away. How about her, though, Steve? A lot of freshmen hit a wall, and it looks like Benitez did in early to mid-February, but 16.3 points in her last 3 games of the regular season. 14 more big ones off the bench so far tonight. Clock down to 5 here, and a 3-second call. Siena turns it over.
Well, you're right. Jackie Benitez is saving some of her best for the end here, and a big game so far today, and Siena's needed it. 14 points for Benitez.
Wenzel across the timeline. They get it over now to Hoskova, and the Bronx will set up their offense left to right.
Michael, I think the Siena's full court pressure at the beginning of this half kind of took Rider out of its offense. Rider now struggling.
Ball lost out of bounds. Will stay here, though, with the Bronx. (40-30) Siena, 6:31 to go, third quarter. Perkins, step back on Petty Evans, and Denisha hit her, apparently. Can't believe it. And Perkins going to go to the line after being fouled on the long jump shot.
Michael, the Cardinal sin, don't foul a long-range jump shooter, and that time Perkins drew a little bit of contact, just enough to get the foul called as she missed the three-pointer, but she goes to the line to try to make 3.
And it's the first. Rider now 7 of 10 from the line in this game. Siena has only shot 2, so far making 1. And Perkins hits them both.
Well, I guess that was only a 2-point shot that she took.
40-32 game. It was one of those things she kind of stepped out and she did that little scissor kick, if you will, kind of trying to fade forward and got a piece of Petty Evans as she went down and was able to win the call. Donahue inside backdoor pass, but threw it right away to Perkins, who gets the steal. Siena with 16 turnovers now in the game, but they do lead by 8.
Perkins very active defensively, that time getting into the passing lane, picking off McDonoghue's pass attempt.
Duggan back on the right wing. Hoskova trying to drive inside, and traffic had her shot blocked. Loose ball to Benitez for Siena. Saints were having none of that right there.
No, good collapsing defense that time.
Petty Evans drives baseline out to Benitez. Another 3. Got it. Jackie Benitez, her 5th 3 of the game, and the Saints back up 11. She's 5 of 7 from distance.
She is red hot, and when she's wide open, she should do nothing but look to the basket right now.
Duggan dumped down to Houghton. Back up Hoskova. 3 for the answer. Well short. Benitez clears out the rebound for the Saints.
Michael, Jackie had 10 points in the game against Niagara, but only shot 3 or 14 from the field. And not a great game there, but against Marist, significantly better. She was 8 for 17 from the floor and had 21 against Marist 2 games ago. So, as you mentioned, some of her best at the end of the year, and right now, one of her best games to date. 5 of 9 shooting, 4 for 6 from three-point range.
6 of 10, 5 of 7. I'll correct you there, Steve.
Oh, my mistake.
17 for Benitez. Petty Evans, a 3. That's no good. Hoskova the rebound for Rider. 43-32 Siena, coming up on 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Inside Houghton finds the cutting. Duggan muscles it up, had it blocked, but she was fouled on the play.
Michael, when you shoot 5 of 7 from three-point range, that's hard to do in an open gym with nobody guarding you. And Jackie Benitez with hands in her face, 5 of 7 from three-point range so far.
It'll bring us to a timeout on the court. 5 minutes even to go, third quarter. It's Siena 43, Rider 32 on 88.3, The Saint.
It took me 11 years to finally track down the Acephodon megalus.
400.
Gorgeous, isn't he? It was pricey, but a total bargain compared to this little beauty.
A New York man spent $3.2 million on a dead bat.
I have such enormous respect for these creatures, which is why I stuff them and hang them on the walls.
You'd make a way better rich person. Lotto, making more New Yorkers rich than any other game.
Good luck to all the teams in the tournament. You never know how it will play out. That's why the New York Lottery encourages you to get out there and play. And fans, be sure to log into MAAC.tv to get exclusive access to live games, interviews, highlights, features, and much more of your favorite MAAC teams. Sign up today at MAAC.tv/register. I love New York. There's no place like it in the world, especially in the winter. Whether it's on the ice or hitting the slopes, New York State is a winter wonderland. Plan your trip at ilovenewyork.com.
For more information and to sign up, log on to SienaSaints.com or call 518-782-6542. This year, spend your summer with the Saints.
This is Margot Hetzke, and you're listening to Siena Women's Basketball on 88.3 The Saint. Now back to Mike Demos and Steve Emilio.
5 minutes even to go in the third quarter. Julia Duggan at the line. It's the first for Ryder. Saints lead down to 10, 43-33, but for the second time in 3 games this year against Ryder, it's been the Jackie Benitez show for the Saints. Second free throw missed by Duggan. Offensive rebound, Ryder getting it back here down 10. Benitez, 17 points today for Siena, 5 of 7 off the bench from three-point range for the freshman.
14 of those points came from a run starting early in the second quarter.
Hoskova for 3. That'll be long. Rebound knocked around, and a rare second chance opportunity for the Bronx, who've been out-rebounded by 12 in this game. Perkins for 3. Well off the mark. This time, Madoka fights the rebound. Hoskova tie-up jump ball. Arrow will give it back to Siena. 43-33, Saints, 4:25 to go in the third quarter of play.
Michael Perkins is Ryder's leading scorer, 15.1 per game, number 3 in the MAAC, but not a great long-range shooter. She has made 43s on the year, but only shooting 25.8% from out there. That's not terrific.
Kelly in the right wing to Scarborough. Looking to get Benitez free. Fakes the shot, drives inside in traffic, floats it up. Little long offensive rebound. Kelly, second chance for Siena yet again. A lot of second chances for the Saints in this one, who have 13 second chance points. All those, though, in the first half.
Good strong rebound there by Simone Kelly, giving Siena the second chance opportunity here.
Benitez left baseline 3. No good. Kelly again, offensive rebound. Another opportunity for the Saints.
Kelly doing great work on the offensive glass in this possession. 2 offensive rebounds so far for the Saints by Simone Kelly.
Another long jumper, and this time it's good by Kelly. They'll call it a 2. So Kelly gets 2 offensive rebounds on the possession and then knocks down the long jumper. Ball knocked out of bounds here by Scarborough as the Saints lead at 45-33 with 3:28 to go.
Well, poetic justice. She did all the work to give Siena those extra opportunities, so why not? She makes the long jumper to give Siena points in that possession as well.
Hoskova, top of the key, trying to weave her way in through traffic, pulls up from the foul line and hits it. Hoskova now with 6 off the bench for Ryder. 45-35, Siena, 3:10 to go in the third quarter.
Huskova, a good little offensive player for Ryder. She had 12 in the last meeting between these two teams.
Scarborough, step back, jumper, no good. Rebound, Houghton for the Bronx. 10-point game. Ryder trying to hang around Pillay, lost it. Off her knee, out of bounds. Back to Siena, turnover number 13 for Ryder.
Ryder had been taking better care of the ball. Only 2 turnovers in this quarter and before that one, but an unforced miscue there by the Bronx. Not the way to get back into the game.
Rawls in the front court, left to right for the Saints, and a foul away from the ball. Offensive foul called against Siena. Goes against Edoka. That'll be her third. 3 fouls on Ella. Scarborough, 3 fouls as well for Siena. They get it into Pillay, but then a tie-up by Benitez on the ground. Possession arrow will keep it with Ryder. Saints nearly forcing another turnover. Saints only 4 steals in this game.
Mike Ryder threw the ball on the inbounds pass behind Pillay. She had to reach back to get it, and I believe it was Jackie Benitez was able to tie her up. Ryder holds possession, having the alternate possession arrow, but pretty poor ball handling by Ryder to start this possession.
They feed the post, and Duggan fumbles it away out of bounds. 14th Ryder turnover.
And back-to-back turnovers since trimming Siena's lead to 10. Ryder not able to get it any closer.
Siena 45, Ryder 35, 2:23 to go in quarter number 3. Across the timeline, Scarborough hands it off to Rawls. Scarborough 4 assists in this game for Siena, which has 12. Again, came in averaging just 9.5 per game. Saints have distributed the ball well in this one. And shooting 43% as well, about 9 points above Siena's season average. Rawls with 7, trying to drive the lane, and a block called on Houghton, who gave her a little hip check. Second team foul on Ryder.
And almost a good foul because Rawls had a head of steam and got to the basket where she would have converted a shot in all likelihood.
They get into Benitez, quick little jumper off the window, and a nice little kiss by Jackie B. 19 for her, and the Saints back up a dozen.
Well, breakdown by Ryder that time. How can you let Siena's leading scorer in this game get wide open for a shot off the inbounds pass and an easy shot, about a 6-foot bank shot by Jackie Benitez.
Duggan on the left wing. Huskova's left open for 3. Got it. And Kamila Huskova doing work off the bench for the Bronx now with 9 points to pull Ryder back within 9.
Huskova more than capable, 8.1 points per game on the season, also 33% from three-point range. Big one there for Ryder.
Scarborough, top of the key, dribbling around, trying to get inside now. Left wing, Rawls. She'll drive and stripped on the way up. Out of bounds. It'll stay Siena ball with 10 to shoot. Petty, Evans, Gibson, and Kelly all about to come back in for the Saints.
Rawls that time with a lane to the basket, and she got close. She was looking to pass. Instead, knocked the ball off her knee, and then it went off a Ryder player. Siena able to retain possession.
Man, a foul away from the ball before the inbounds.
And I believe that is on Julia Duggan for Ryder.
And the entry pass is stolen away by Perkins. Perkins trying to spin inside, and she's hacked on the way up. Robin Perkins will shoot 2.
Joella Gibson trying to throw the ball over the top from the end line and get it about 30 feet from the basket. Didn't throw it high enough. Perkins, a 5'10" guard with long arms, was able to pick that off and go to the other end, draw the foul.
2 more free throws here for Robin Perkins. Bronx trying to rally within 7 yet again. They got it down to 3 early in the second quarter, but the Saints have led by, or the third quarter, but the Saints have led by double digits for most of the quarter.
Well, 33-30 right at the start of the third quarter, and then Ryder started to have its offensive troubles, and Siena went on a run of its own.
Perkins short on the free throw. Joella Gibson back in for her first run of the second half. Pulls it down for the Saints. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Siena leading by 8. Can they go up double digits into the fourth quarter? Gibson, top of the key. Benitez wide open for three. It's long, though. Long rebound. Gibson feeds the post quickly to Kelly, running lane. Can't get it to go, though. Missed the easy one, and Wenzel the rebound for Ryder. Wenzel trying to get to the rim, lost the handle, and then double dribbles. Good job by Benitez to hound her on that one.
Forcing Ryder to play a little bit out of control that time, and Wenzel double dribbled or carried. I'm not sure which one. I think the officials called a double dribble, but Wenzel a little bit out of control thanks to some pressure defense by the Saints.
37.6 seconds to go in the quarter, and Siena leads by 8. Big possession here if Siena can go back up double digits. About a 7-second differential game and shot clock. Donahue, left wing, Benitez. Bad pass, though, out of bounds. Saints turn it over. Their 19th of the game.
Well, an opportunity there for Siena to take its lead into double digits, and now it wants to ensure that Ryder doesn't get any closer than 8.
Well, they overturned the call. Apparently it was deflected by Ryder. So the Saints will keep it here.
A break for Siena. Now it gets another opportunity to extend its lead going into the fourth quarter.
Shot clock off. Siena can hold for the final shot here if they wish. Up 8. Final seconds of the third quarter ticking down. Donahue, left wing, Scarborough. Drives baseline. Collins muscles it up. No, but she got hit on the way up, and Scarborough will shoot a pair of free throws. Looking for her first point since the first quarter.
With a good hard drive to the basket. When she got there, Ryder had to follow her. That's what she does best. She drives to the basket. She uses her strength to get off a shot or draw the foul.
Foul on Huskova, and Scarborough hits the first. 79% foul shooter on the season.
Only the first foul on Huskova, who's been effective for Ryder on the offensive end with 9 points so far.
Is that a dog I hear barking?
It sounded
or am
like
I losing my mind? Both free throws good. Last chance for Ryder. Perkins trips, though, and fouled with 4.1 to go. That's going to be a pretty mean floor burn she's going to get right there. Like, caught on Benitez, first foul on Jackie. So apparently there's a dog in the arena. All right. Okay.
Well, it could be worse. Siena's the mascot instead of Ryder's mascot, which is a bronc. We hate to see a bucking bronc running around the gym.
That would not be good, Steve.
No, it wouldn't.
Perkins hits the free throw. 9-point game. Siena's going to get it back with 4 seconds to go. But it looks like Ryder's probably going to be within single digits going to the fourth quarter.
Unless Jackie Benitez has another three-quarter court shot in her arsenal today.
Never count it out, Steve. Perkins missed the shot. Rebound loose on the ground. Out to Wenzel for 3.
Ooh.
Rims out. That would have been huge for Ryder, but it's spun in and out. And Siena will take a 9-point lead to the fourth quarter.
Whoa, almost down, and then it popped back out, or else Ryder would have been within 6 instead of 9.
Your score at the end of 3 quarters of play. Siena 49, Ryder 40. Fourth quarter next on 88.3 The Saint.
Discover the performance.
Hi, this is Marty Feifenberger, president of Maple Tree Funding. We are proud supporters of WVCR programming. Maple Tree Funding is a locally owned and operated mortgage company that offers mortgage packages for home buyers and refinancing options for homeowners. We are located in Latham, New York. We offer conventional, FHA, USDA, and VA mortgages for home purchases or refinancing. We can be reached at 655-LOAN. That's 655-5626. We can also be found online at mapletreefunding.com. Think mortgage? Think Maple Tree. All loans arranged with third-party lenders, New York State registered mortgage broker.
WVCR-FM, Loudonville, Albany. Proudly owned and operated by Siena College, a Franciscan institution.
88.3 The Saint.
Rose & Kiernan is a proud sponsor of women's basketball on 88.3. Insurance is about more than just money. It's about relationships. Rose & Kiernan.
This is Megan Donahue, and you're listening to Siena Women's Basketball on 88.3 The Saint, and back to Mike Demos and Steve Medio.
Fourth quarter in Albany, where Siena leads Ryder 49-40.
And Michael, Siena getting a lot of its points, 19 to be exact, from Jackie Benitez, having one of her better games, and she does like to see Ryder on the other side. She had a 25-point effort in the first meeting with the Bronx and Loudonville in early January, and appears to be on her way to maybe getting close to that or matching that again this afternoon.
Benitez, Bucks, Bronx again. Maybe a headline, maybe.
There we go.
10 minutes to go, and Ryder's still hanging around, though, Steve, nonetheless. Not out of this one yet.
No, 9-point deficit, certainly not out of reach for Ryder, that had trailed by 17 midway through the second quarter and then cut it all the way down to 3 before some inconsistency stepped in for the Bronx. But Ryder finishing out the third quarter in pretty good fashion, scoring on 3 of its last 4 possessions to cut Siena's lead to 9 going into the fourth quarter.
Saints trying to advance to play Iona tomorrow. That'll be a 2:30 tip-off for the winner of this game against the second-seeded Gales.
Michael, when you come into a tournament like this, it's one step at a time. And right now, Siena's step is one more solid quarter to get the victory today, and then it worries about Iona, which is the next step. But a big step here right now for Siena in the fourth quarter.
Siena ball to start the fourth quarter, going from left to right on your radio dial. Benitez, very active again, running off those screens. Back up top, though, now to Scarborough. Collins drives inside, puts it up too strong, and the rebound Houghton for the Bronx.
Michael, I just noticed this, but Joella Gibson wearing her colors in her hair. Her ponytail dyed partially green, Siena's colors.
She did that for the MAAC tournament last year, too. Perkins trying to drive inside, gets to the rim, can't finish, though. Adoka the rebound. Saints don't want to foul her. Perkins just 2 for 9 from the field in this one. She's made 6 free throws, though, for 11 of her points. The lone Bronc in double figures. Benitez leading all scores, 19 off the bench for the Saints.
Petty Evans playing defense that time on Perkins and let Perkins drive by her rather than commit her 4th foul. Perkins just missed a pretty easy layup attempt.
Reach and foul on Perkins on the drive by Gibson. As we get a stoppage in play here, 9:04 to play in the game, with Siena leading by 9.
And then Perkins commits the foul on the other end, but on the offensive end for Ryder, Perkins, one of the more accomplished players in the MAAC, the third leading scorer, drives the left side, wide open layup and missed. You can't do that if you're Ryder trying to make a comeback and cut into Siena's lead.
Free throws really the only thing keeping Ryder in this game. 11 of 17. Siena just 3 of 4. Saints lead by 9. Petty Evans fouled by Wenzel. So the Saints trying to go more aggressive inside now, draw more fouls on Ryder, which usually does foul a lot. And the Saints have drawn 2 quick fouls on the Bronx here in the fourth quarter.
Petty Evans trying to use her height advantage, 4 inches over Wenzel to drive into the lane and get off a shot. She got fouled.
Saints will turn it over, though. And that's number 19 for the Saints with 8:56 to go.
Ryder still certainly within range, only down 9 points.
And they've had some quick spurts today. 3 is up and long. Rebound knocked out of bounds will stay with the Bronx. That was Stover misfiring that time. Ryder 3 of 13 from distance today.
And probably not the most advisable shot. A lot of time left on the shot clock, and you take a long-range 3. No need for that this early.
Perkins, top of the key, 16-footer. No good. Tough shot there. Kelly taps the rebound to Donahue's tied up. Jump ball arrow, though. We'll keep it with Ryder. Saints are plus 12, though, on the glass in this game. Have pretty much dominated it throughout, including 14 offensive rebounds, leading to a 15-2 edge and second chance points.
Siena playing well defensively as well. That time, 2 hands in the face of Perkins when she tried to take that shot.
Duggan baseline jumper is long. They go to the ground again. And coming out of the pack with it, though, is Gibson before she was tied up for the Saints. 49-40 Siena, 8:20 to go. Saints have only scored 60 points 3 times in their last 13 games. They won all 3. They lost the 10. They didn't score 60 in those 13 games. Nice feed. Donahue with the left hand from Petty Evans. Tic-tac-toe passing on the interior puts Siena back up double digits.
Well, Michael, if this was a hockey scoring play, Joella Gibson would have got another assist on that one.
That would have been a double assist.
Yes.
As the Saints foul Perkins on the other end. Well, I guess you could say 60's been that magic number for Siena, and they're getting close here, 9 away with 8:02 to go. And you have to figure that'll probably be enough against Ryder today.
Well, if Siena scores 60, it means Ryder would have to score 20 in the last 8 minutes, and they've only got twice that much in the first 32 minutes of this game.
Perkins in traffic fouled again. Well, I'll give Robin Perkins credit. She was working hard for it today. Just 2 of 10 from the field, but she's really given up her body quite a bit. Got fouled a lot, trying to work hard, trying to create something for the Bronx.
Well, she is, and Siena's very fortunate that she hasn't had one of her better games. Just 2 of 10 shooting from the floor. She's
Give Siena's defense credit, though,
yes,
for that.
Absolutely.
They have really made her have to work hard. Ryder nearly threw away the inbounds, and yep, Hauskova caught and then fell back in the backcourt. Another Ryder turnover. So Ryder's turned it over 16 times now.
Well, Siena really has concentrated on Perkins defensively. Hands in her face, not giving her an easy shot. She had one easy layup attempt that she missed, but otherwise, mostly difficult shots by Perkins. Oh, wow.
And a foul here is colliding was Gibson and Perkins on the play.
I think a little frustration that time by Perkins. No chance for a steal. Just ran right over Joella Gibson.
Third foul on Perkins. Gibson trying to work off the high. Picked there by Hauskova. Now Scarborough, left corner, Benitez. And throws away the entry pass though to Duggan. 20th Siena turnover.
Jackie Benitez trying to pass into the post and threw it right into the hands of Duggan.
Perkins to the rim, tries to force it up. No, got her own rebound. Put back, blocked by Kelly, but they'll call the foul. And Perkins again going to the foul line. Robin Perkins just trying to do whatever she can. Ryder just 4 of 18 from the field in the second half. And trying to stay in it with free throws.
Well, an opportunity here. That time Perkins drives the lane, missed the shot, and Duggan got the rebound. I'm sorry, Perkins got the rebound, went back up with it, and got fouled by Simone Kelly.
Perkins short on the first, though. Now it's just 6 of 11 from the line, came in shooting 71% on the season.
A little bit below average. 6 of 11 is only about 55%.
Missed them both.
Ooh.
Donahue the rebound, and the Siena lead will remain 11 with 7:20 to go. Let's see if the Saints maybe try and slow things down a bit and work some clock. Scarborough says, forget that, and her running lane is no good. And then Kelly the foul, and Allie Jacks hop him out on the bench saying, hey, time and score. Time and score. Not only do they miss a quick shot, but they add insult to injury with the foul, 4th on Kelly.
Well, that's a sign of inexperience. You have to know, like you say, time and score. You have to realize the situation in the game. Siena with an opportunity to run off 20-25 seconds on the clock.
Collins makes up for it on the other end. Good hustle play to poke it away on the back end and get the steal. Siena gets it back, and now they will try and slow it down. Up 11 as we go under 7 minutes to go.
A good decision. They should run the clock down 15 or 20 seconds in every possession down the stretch if it can. Donahue
muscling her way inside, can't get it to go. And then out of bounds, the loose ball back to Ryder. 51-40 Siena with 6:45 to play.
Michael, Siena only with 2 points in this quarter in the first 3 minutes and 15 seconds, but that's more than Ryder has.
Got to score more than the other team, Steve.
That's all that matters. Ryder without a point so far in the quarter.
Ryder breaks the pressure. And now Pillay will try and set things up. She's had a quiet day, has the senior play without an assist in this game.
And she's their point guard.
Hodden at the foul line trying to get inside, turns, shoots too long. Simone Kelly pulls down her 6th rebound to go along with 8 points. Solid game again from the senior.
Hodden that time on the move for that shot. A little bit off balance when she took it. Good defensive effort again by the Saints.
Scarborough from 16, long. And the rebound to Hauskova. Perkins has it knocked away, recovers, they go to the ground, out of bounds, and last touch by Ryder. Saints will get it back. Good hustle again by Siena defensively in transition.
The Saints continue to win the majority of the effort points. The effort and hustle points that time, knocking a loose ball off a Ryder. Bodies on the floor, ball off Ryder, Siena possession.
51-40 Siena, and even 6 minutes to play.
Ryder 7 possessions in this quarter already, no points.
And again, Siena just the 2, but they lead by 11. Rawls. And a reach and foul from behind called on Ryder. 4 fouls apiece on both teams now. Free throws the rest of the way on the next whistles against either side. Rawls, Scarborough, Benitez, Kelly, and Donahue, the 5 on the floor for Siena. Deja drives, now pulls it back outside. Let's see if the Saints can work a little clock here, up 11 with under 6 minutes to go. Kelly feeds the post, Donahue. Meg turns back out to Kelly from 16. Long. Rebound, Hoskova for Ryder. Saints nearly got her to turn it over again in the front court. Saints really doing a good job flying around defensively, especially in transition today.
Well, that's been the big thing. Ryder has really struggled in transition against whenever Siena put pressure on them.
Hoskova, a little pull-up from 12, spins out. And the rebound, last touch by Duggan, out of bounds, back to the Saints. Yeah, nearly 5 minutes into this fourth quarter, we've only had a grand total of 2 points scored.
Well, give credit to defenses on both ends, but the point you made about Siena putting pressure on in transition, Ryder not real good in an up-tempo game, and when Siena puts pressure on them full court, Ryder playing at a speed it doesn't like to play and committing a few more turnovers than it would like.
Saints looking for a knockout punch, but Hoskova got knocked down. Offensive foul on Siena, and it brings us to a timeout on the court. 4:58 left to go at Albany. It's Siena 51, Ryder 40 in the first round of the MAAC tournament here on 88.3 The Saint.
Rose & Kiernan is a proud sponsor of women's basketball on 88.3. Insurance is about more than just money. It's about relationships. Rose & Kiernan.
Here's some great news for Siena Saints fans. Cheering on the home team is good for you. Researchers say the stronger you identify with your local team, the better you feel. It can improve self-esteem and even alleviate stress, except, of course, when the game's riding on a buzzer beater. So take it from your fellow fans at Blue Shield of Northeastern New York. Make some healthy noise for the Saints. After all,
Healthy changes everything, yeah. Healthy changes everything.
At iHeartRadio, we're kind of obsessed with musical perfection. We're not just a bunch of random songs inside a computer somewhere. We're built with real radio stations, like this one, run by people that love music as much as you do. And we've collected over 18 million songs from 400,000 artists to make sure we can build you a station you'll heart. Millions of songs, thousands of stations, one free app. That's us, iHeartRadio. Download our app now or listen online at iHeartRadio.com.
SienaSaints.com is your one-stop source for information on all your favorite Siena teams, coaches, and student athletes. SienaSaints.com is also a great place to purchase official Siena Saints merchandise and to register for summer camps. SienaSaints.com. Check it out today.
This is Simone Kelly, and you're listening to Siena Women's Basketball on 88.3 The Saint. Now back to Mike Demos and Steve Media.
4:58 to go in Albany, 51-40. Siena Saints trying to keep their season alive and advance to face second-seeded Iona in the quarterfinals tomorrow. Up 11 here late and trying to deliver the knockout punch.
Well, up 11 and 4:58 remaining, and Ryder really struggling from the field, only shooting 30.2%. Good defense by Siena. If Siena can close it out with some continuous strong defense in the last 4:58, it should be able to hold on.
Yeah, and speaking about that defense, Steve, Saints have held Ryder just 30% shooting. Manon Pillay, the point guard, no assists, 6 turnovers. Robin Perkins, MAAC's third leading scorer, 2 of 11 from the field. Got to give the guards a lot of credit on the defensive end today.
Well, you really do, and you know, we know Denisha Petty-Evans is a good defender, but she hasn't done it alone today. Siena's defense over the entire court, not only the perimeter players, but the post players as well, doing a terrific job, really limiting Ryder to very few opportunities, very few good looks by the Bronx today, thanks to very strong defense by the Saints.
Ryder ball off the timeout, need to go length of the court. Saints with the full court man-to-man pressure. Hoskova fumbles it, recovered though by Duggan. Center trying to dribble up, gets it across though to Hoskova, who'll bring it across the timeline. Dumps it down inside Houghton, under the hoop, back out Hoskova, little step back for two. Kamila Hoskova with 11 off the bench now for Ryder. First points of the quarter for the Bronx, who trail by 9 with 4:40. Clock is stopped. The clock was stopped there for a second at 4:46.
Well, you don't want that if you're Siena and you have a 9-point lead. You want the clock to run as much as you can.
Benitez, now Scarborough. Collins lost the handle, recovers, left corner. Benitez, 8 to shoot, drives, and a reach and foul called will send Jackie to the line, the MAAC's best free throw shooter at 84%.
Benitez forcing the issue that time, driving from the sideline to the basket, got fouled, and now gets to try to make some points from the foul line.
And trying to get to 20 points today for Benitez, the freshman. Trying to do that for the third time in her freshman year. And she does, hitting the first.
And 2 of those times against Ryder.
Yeah, had the career high 25 against the Bronx on January the 8th. Benitez hits them both. Back to an 11-point Siena lead with 4:24 to play. (53-42) Siena. Saints trying to put away the Bronx. Perkins, a 3 is good. Finally got one to go. And Ryder back with an 8 with 4 minutes to go.
Perkins that time caught the ball about 22 feet away. Took her time, looked into the eyes of the Siena defender and pulled the trigger. Nothing but net.
Scarborough feeds Donahue. Knocked away, though. Stolen by Hoskova. 2-on-2 the other way. Hoskova over Benitez. Counted and the foul for Hoskova. Bronx back within 6 and a chance to make it 5 with 3:49 to play.
Michael, that time a tough pass trying to get the ball to Meg Donahue. Meg just not able to reach it. Ryder picking it off, and Hoskova going end-to-end. Scores the basket, draws the foul, and a chance to bring Ryder within 6. Ryder right back in this, 3:49 left. You know, just when you think it's safe, an 11-point lead.
Hoskova missed the free throw, though. Bronx just 11 of 20 from the line in this game. Siena 5 of 6. Ryder doing itself no favors, despite all the extra free throw opportunities. 6-point Siena lead with the ball with 3.5 to go. Kelly trying to work on the block, muscles it up. No, they call an offensive foul on Kelly. Taking the charge was Wenzel, and that's 4 fouls on Simone.
Siena with turnovers on 3 of its last 4 possessions. Not the way to hold a lead.
And 22 turnovers now for the game for Siena. That's left the door ajar for Ryder.
Siena continues the full court press, trying to get Ryder to play out of its comfort zone.
Wenzel just does get across the timeline now. And open for 3 is Posset. Got it. Check it out, Stover, and it's a 3-point game. 53-50 Siena with 3 minutes to go. Timeout, Allie Jacks will keep it here. Bronx on a 10-2 run.
And doing everything right now, scoring on its last 3 possessions, including a pair of 3-pointers, one by Perkins and that one by Stover. And the Bronx right back in and only down 3. A 1-possession game with 3:10 left. And a minute ago, Siena had an 11-point advantage, has failed on 3 of its last 4 offensive possessions, turning the ball over on those 3 possessions. The Saints struggling offensively. Siena only with 4 points in this quarter. You want to see how a lead gets evaporated very quickly. Well, you only score 4 points in about 7 minutes to play. That is the recipe.
Well, nothing's come easy for this team this year. It'll be a battle to the end here again today.
It really looks like it. And, you know, we've talked the entire season and much of this game about Siena's inconsistent play. And when it plays at its best, it shows that it can play with anyone in the league. But when it plays at its worst, its game drops to the lower levels of the league. And in the fourth quarter, Siena is certainly not playing at its best. Just 4 points and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 2 points on its last 9 possessions, allowing Ryder to get back into things.
53-50 Siena with 3:10 to go. Saints have led throughout by as many as 17 midway through the second quarter. It's been a seesaw first since Siena going back up mid-teens. Ryder rallies to within 5 or 6. Siena back up mid-teens, and now here's Ryder back within 3.
And Ryder now with all the momentum, and Coach Ellie Jacks calling a timeout, probably to try to lighten up the momentum a little bit and stop the wave of Ryder's strong play.
We'll see if they get Petty Evans back in, too. She's been in foul trouble in the second half. 4 fouls. Ryder's got on this little bit of a run with their guards getting hot with Denisha on the bench. 4 fouls, 3:10 to go. This might be the time to bring her back in, though.
Well, it probably is, and a good point, because Petty Evans is the best perimeter defender, and Ryder's 2 of his last 3 shots have been long-range 3-pointers, wide-open looks, and Siena lacking a little bit on the perimeter defense with Denisha Petty Evans out of the game. And you are right, Michael. Denisha Petty Evans is checked back in. As usual, a very good observation. And he's reading Coach Ellie Jackson's mind, getting her best defensive player on the court, at least her best perimeter defender, Denisha Petty Evans. And Siena going to inbound the ball in front of the scorer's table over on the sidelines. Siena down 3 in possession. Ryder with all the momentum right now.
53-50 Siena coming up on 3 minutes to play. Benitez, top of the key. Jackie, left corner, Petty Evans. Offensive foul. Donahue pushing off. Turnover number 24 for Siena.
And if Siena loses this, it's going to be because of the turnovers. Way too many. Siena committed 25 in its loss at Ryder in mid-January, and now 24 so far this game?
23, excuse me.
Way too many. And
Ryder a chance to tie it up here on a 3.
Siena with turnovers on 4 of its last 5 possessions as it tried to nurse its lead and instead has allowed Ryder to get back to within 3.
Wenzel, top of the key. Left wing Hoskova drives around Kelly, lays it up and in. It's a 1-point game. 10-0 run for the Bronx.
Tough matchup there. Hoskova drew the taller Kelly on her and drove by Simone. Simone afraid to commit her 5th foul.
And a steal by Perkins. All over the front court, and Ryder does not lead. She missed the uncontested layup that would have given Ryder its first lead of the game. How do you like that?
Well, Perkins could not have been more wide open. Picked off a pass on a perimeter, went end to end. Could have taken her sweet time to make that shot. Instead, threw up a left-handed off-balance shot with nobody near her within 5 feet and missed the layup.
Wow.
A big break for Siena.
The ball poked out of bounds here. 53-52 Siena with 2:15 to go. And inside, Donahue got fouled on the way up.
A great pass that time on the inbounds pass, finding Meg Donahue open under the basket, and Houghton behind her. Meg was able to catch the ball, go up from close range, and drew the foul.
Donahue hits the first. Meg, just a 63% foul shooter with the big first free throw. It ends a 10-0 run for the Bronx, Siena up 2 with 2:13 to go.
And Michael, if Ryder doesn't win this game, it's going to remember that missed open layup opportunity by Robin Perkins. You miss a shot like that, it really knocks the wind out of your sails.
Donahue hits them both. Siena back up 3. 55-52 Siena coming up on 2 minutes to play. Wenzel speeds another front court, now pulls it back outside. Left corner, Stover. Now Hoskova trying to get in. Little pull-up jumper is good. Camilla Hoskova, timeout. Ryder back within a point with 1:55 to go. Hoskova now with 17.
Well, Hoskova really taking over down the stretch, has made the last 3 of the last 4 baskets, 4 of the last 6 baskets by Ryder. She has 8 points in about the last 3 minutes of play and really been a key figure in bringing Ryder back. And Hoskova is has always been a thorn in Siena's side. Earlier this season in a game Ryder won down in Lawrenceville, New Jersey in January 17th. She had 12 points in that game, and I haven't looked, but I wouldn't doubt if 17 is a career high for Hoskova.
You got the game notes right there, Steve.
I will have to take a look. But Hoskova, it might not be because Hoskova is a pretty good scorer. 8.1 points per game scoring average.
55-54 Siena, 1:55 to go.
Haskova with a career-high 22 against Monmouth earlier this season.
There you go, Steve.
But this clearly one of her better games.
That's what the game notes are for.
Absolutely.
Crunch time in Albany. Saints leading by a point. Petty Evans drives off balance jumper way off the mark.
Not a good opportunity there by Petty Evans.
Not at all. Right to the rebound and a chance for the Bronx to reclaim the lead. They have not led at all in this game. Siena has led by as many as 17. Hodden turns, dumps it down, kick ball on Siena with 1:18 to go. Shot clock will reset to 15. 55-54 Siena with 78 seconds to go in regulation, and Ryder looking for its first lead of the game.
Michael, Siena without a field goal in its last 13 possessions. Its only points during that stretch, 4 free throws.
Just 6 points in the quarter. Not a good time for the well to dry up, and Ryder's got to take a timeout as they couldn't get the ball in here.
Well, certainly a good decision because Siena really defended the inbounds play well. Haskova trying to inbounds the ball, and I think if I were Ryder, I'd have Haskova on the court to catch a pass, to catch an inbounds play, because she's been their big offensive production person late in this game.
Well, nothing has come easy for Siena this year, and not easy again today. Saints trying to end up grinding this one out. Again, they led by 17 in the first half. Looked to be well on their way, but give Ryder credit. They never gave up.
And Michael, even ahead by 11, 53-42, midway through this quarter, probably with a little bit over 5 minutes remaining, and then Ryder certainly made a late game run to get right back in it. Now only down 1, outscoring Siena 12-2 in about the last 3 minutes of this game so far.
Ryder has made 6 of its last 7 shots. Siena has missed 5 in a row. They get in Haskova off the window, counted, and the foul. And Ryder has its first lead with 76 seconds to go in regulation.
And Wenzel that time inbounding to Haskova. Haskova catching about 10 feet from the basket, going up for the bank shot and getting fouled.
And Denisha Petty Evans fouls out on the play. And that is huge.
Michael, what a demoralizing way to end the season for Siena if it doesn't win this game. Certainly plenty of time left, 1:16 remaining.
Haskova completes the three-point play. How about the sophomore today? 20 off the bench. Benitez 21 off the Siena bench, but they trail by 2 with 1:10 to go. Ryder's first lead of the game. Benitez on the left wing, trying to drive inside, stripped on the way up, off Benitez, out of bounds. To Ryder. Allie Jacks wondering where the whistle was.
Now Michael, Benitez trying to drive the lane from about the top of the key, saw an opening, and then as she got toward the lane, a Ryder player knocked the ball out of her hands and then off of Jackie's knee, out of bounds.
Ryder with the ball up 2 with 1:02 to go, and now they'll go to the monitor to take a look.
And there certainly were a cluster of bodies around Jackie Benitez as she drove to the basket. And, we're 50 feet away from the action, but it looked from this angle that it did go off Jackie Benitez, but the officials have the opportunity to go to the replay monitor and take a look to see who the ball went off of. And now calling the 2 head coaches together, I think they've made a decision already. And the indication is that it is Ryder's ball. Ball went off of Jackie Benitez. And there's the announcement, Ryder possession with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining, and the Bronx with a 2-point lead, the beneficiary of a 15-2 run in the last 4 minutes. Siena's offense going completely cold.
Dormant.
Yeah, it's another way to put it.
Inbounds thrown off of Vidoka, out of bounds, will stay with Ryder. No time coming off the clock.
And Michael, not only cold, but frozen.
Perkins trying to dribble out of traffic. And does. Into the front court. Under a minute to go. Ryder with the ball up by 2.
Siena needs a big stop here.
Wenzel on the right wing. Dribbling around. Wenzel trying to work her way inside now. Drives baseline left corner, deflected out by Scarborough. 9 seconds to shoot for Ryder.
And Michael, if I were Siena, I would know where Haskova is at all times because she has had a terrific game, particularly in the fourth quarter.
They get it into Wenzel, feeds the post. Knocked away by Donahue. Loose ball, Benitez. Here come the Saints. Benitez in transition, lost the ball, but right there, Donahue for the lay-in. Fumbled it away to Meg. Timeout Ryder. We're tied at 57 with 31 seconds to go.
Michael, great play on both ends of the court that time by Meg Donahue, knocking away an intended pass into the post. Meg with a deflection, getting the ball to Jackie Benitez, and Jackie Benitez going full steam down the other end. And Meg from the baseline, end to end, following her down. Benitez losing the ball. She got near the basket, and it went right into Meg Donahue's hands, right under the basket. Meg able to go up, get an easy basket, ties the game up with 31 seconds remaining. An opportunistic basket by Siena, but predicated on great hustle on both ends of the court by Meg Donahue. The Siena team captain not giving up on this one, not giving up on that particular play, and her end-to-end hustle resulted in the Siena basket to give the Saints an opportunity here to tie the game with 31.3 seconds remaining.
Wow, that was interesting.
And Benitez got to the basket, lost the ball as she got to the basket, and the ball just kind of went in the direction of Meg Donahue, who had ran the lane very well under the basket, grabbed the loose ball, goes up for the easy basket. And what a demoralizer for Ryder that one was. And the emotions go swinging both ways in this game, late in this contest.
Siena 57, Ryder 57. 31.3 seconds to go in regulation. So about a second and a half differential game and shot clock.
And Michael, again, if I'm Siena, I know where Camilla Haskova is on the court at all times. She has had 11. She scored 11 points in about the last 4 minutes.
Timeout last minute of the game. He inbounds in the front court as Ryder does. Wenzel, Perkins, Hodden, Haskova, and Stover. Stover, right corner, Perkins on the baseline, pulls it back out now, Stover. Between the circles, Wenzel, she'll run the point with Pillay on the bench. Wenzel trying to drive right. Wenzel inside, cut off, back out to Perkins, 12 to shoot. Perkins in the lane, stripped, loose ball to Gibson. Foot race the other way. Gibson all the way, balled hard with 6 seconds to go. Boy, was she clotheslined hard. And Joella Gibson is laying motionless right now. And now finally will slowly get up as she was not moving there for a few seconds. Really got stunned on that play. And with 6.2 seconds to go, Gibson will go to the line and a chance to give Siena the lead.
Michael, a huge steal by Siena on the other end as Perkins tried to drive to the basket. Had the ball stripped away from her. I did not see who was able to strip the ball away, but there were a cluster of bodies inside to contest her drive. The ball got into the hands of Joella Gibson, who seemingly had a breakaway opportunity as she got close to the basket.
And looking to see if it's an intentional foul. Haskova and Perkins doing all they can.
She just got clobbered as she got near the basket.
And she was down. It was only for a couple of seconds, but she was down, and she got hit really hard on the play. Looking right at her, she was not moving for a second. And then finally able to get to her feet, and now it may come down to this. Joella Gibson, the sophomore from the Bronx, a 64% foul shooter on the season, at the line with the game tie with 6.2 seconds to go. How about these first two games of the MAAC tournament today? Niagara wins by 1 in thrilling fashion. Tied here with 6 seconds to go.
And Michael, Niagara wins by 1, and Kenesha with the ball in the hands of its best player, Crystal Porter, with about a 12-foot jumper at the buzzer, a bank shot that goes around the rim and out, and Niagara escapes with a 1-point win. And here we go, the second game of the MAAC tournament, tied with 6.2 seconds remaining. You couldn't ask for a better start to this event, and certainly a lot of time left for Ryder. 6.2 seconds remaining. No matter what Siena does, no matter what Joella Gibson does with these 2 free throws, Ryder with a last-ditch opportunity with certainly enough time to create a good shot.
Big free throws here for the sophomore. Her first shot is up. And good! And Siena leads with 6 seconds to go.
Front rim, back wing rim, backboard, and bounces in.
Another big one right here for Joella Gibson. That was her first point of the game. Missed it. Hot on the rebound. 5 seconds to go. Tie-up jump ball. Arrow is Siena basketball. Gibson and Kelly tied her up, and the Saints get it back up one with 3.9 seconds to go.
Houghton secures the rebound, and Siena collapses on her. Gibson comes from the foul line where she missed the free throw to force the tie-up along with Simone Kelly. A great play by two Siena players, and that might secure the victory for the Saints. And now Ryder either has to steal the inbound pass or foul immediately and hope Siena misses free throws. But Siena with the... And Houghton might have walked before she got tied up. Joella Gibson forcing the tie-up on that one, and we're watching the replay. Simone Kelly motioning for a traveling violation, which I think occurred before the tie-up, but Siena gets possession no matter what. 3.9 seconds remaining. The Saints holding a 1-point lead, and Joella Gibson winning this one for the Saints in the closing seconds if Siena holds on with a free throw to give Siena a 1-point lead, and then the tie-up of Sequoia Houghton that took away Ryder's opportunity to maybe win this game.
Wow.
Woo! You said a mouthful.
Yeah.
You was right.
58-57, Siena trying to survive Ryder. 3.9 to go. So, of course, Siena's going to inbound in the front court. Ryder's going to have to foul right away. Siena's going to have to make free throws. Ryder is still going to have a chance regardless, though. 3.9, a long time, and Lynn Milligan does not have a timeout, though, so they would not be able to advance it. They'd have to go length of the court.
Length, yep.
It'll be Gibson, Donahue, Kelly, Scarborough, and Benitez, the 5 on the floor for Siena Saints. Got to get it in here securely, and then Ryder's got a foul. Gibson will trigger under the basket. Got to get it in. Gets it into Kelly. And the foul call, they knocked it away, but they hit Kelly first before the ball got to her. And fittingly enough, it'll be the senior going to the line. She had the 2 clutch free throws against Marist last week, Steve. A week ago today, can she hit 2 more big ones? Kelly, the senior, just a 59% foul shooter on the season. 3.3 to go. Kelly missed the first. Duggan in for the Bronx. This is going to come down to a last shot.
3.3 seconds remaining, and enough time to get the ball up court if Ryder can make a long pass and maybe get a shot, but certainly no room for error right now for Ryder.
Kelly makes 1 of 2, 2-point game, 3 seconds to go. A 3 wins it for Ryder. They got to go length of the court. Home run ball to Perkins. Perkins leaks out, layup over. Benitez counted!
Oh, my goodness.
And the foul with 4/10 of a second to go. I don't believe it.
Oh,
they
wow.
went with the home run ball. Perkins got free, contorting her body, got the layup and the harm, and a free throw would give Ryder the lead with 4/10 of a second to go.
And would just about give Ryder the victory. And that time, Perkins able to get loose a little bit beyond half court, catches the inbounds home run pass, driving to the basket. Jackie Benitez trying to contest the shot, fouls as Benitez makes the layup from the left side, ties the game, and now she goes to the foul line. And the officials are looking at the game clock. I'm guessing they're looking to make sure they put enough time on the clock.
Perkins 6 of 12 from the line in this game.
And Perkins has had her struggles from the foul line today, but she is normally a pretty good foul shooter, 71% on the season. Right now, she only needs to worry about making 1. If she does, it's a devastating loss for the Saints.
Wow. This is the game right here. Robin Perkins, 6 of 12 from the line today. 0.6 of a second on the clock is what they put it to. Missed it! Oh! Kelly the rebound, and we're going to overtime. Unbelievable. Overtime in Albany.
Boy, Siena,
buckle up for at least 5 more.
Siena escapes by the skin of its teeth. Perkins, the best player on Ryder's team, a 71% foul shooter, goes to the foul line with 0.6 of a second left, a chance to get the victory for Ryder, and misses the free throw.
Siena 59, Ryder 59. Overtime next on 88.3 The Saint.
WVCR programming is brought to you by our listeners and Turner Construction Company. For over 90 years in upstate New York, Turner Construction has provided services as a general contractor and construction management. They can be reached at turnerconstruction.com, Albany.
MAAC fans, the 2016 MAAC Basketball Championships return to the Times Union Center March 3rd through the 7th for the MAAC's 35th anniversary, and nothing beats seeing it live. 11 teams enter with one mission: to cut down the nets and earn a spot in the big dance. Ticketmaster.com, the Times Union Center box office, or 800-745-3000. This year's MAAC Championships are sure to be the best one yet.
Hi, this is Marty Pfeifenberger, president of Maple Tree Funding. We are proud supporters of WVCR programming. Maple Tree Funding is a locally owned and operated mortgage company that offers mortgage packages for home buyers and refinancing options for homeowners. We are located in Latham, New York. We offer conventional, FHA, USDA, and VA mortgages for home purchases or refinancing. We can be reached at 655-LOAN. That's 655-5626. We can also be found online at mapletreefunding.com. Think mortgage? Think Maple Tree. All loans arranged with third-party lenders, New York State registered mortgage broker.
Darren, bring us back.
This is head coach Allie Jackson. You're listening to Siena Women's Basketball on 88.3 The Saint. Now back to Mike Demos and Steve Amidio.
Well, we thought it was the end of regulation, but apparently Siena had called a timeout in time before the end of regulation. The inbounds to Benitez and an off-balance three-point heave for the win. Got off in time and just off by Benitez, and now we will go to overtime tied at 59. I do apologize. Apparently Siena got a timeout, and 0.6 of a second to go. Benitez shouldn't have had time to get that off, because when they called the timeout, it should have been less than 0.6 of a second to go.
Well, Siena had to secure the rebound and then call the timeout, and you would think that would take longer than 1/10 of a second to take place, but the officials giving Siena a very beneficial count.
Well, you look, when she got it off, there was basket had not lit up red. It would have counted, but it shouldn't have, though.
Well,
and just off the mark, and now we go to overtime tied at 59.
Well, there has to be more than 0.3 of a second on the shot clock for a player to catch and shoot. And Jackie Benitez very wisely let the inbounds pass to her bounce off the floor before she grabbed it. And then as soon as she grabbed it, she went up with the shot. So certainly a legal shot. But my question is, should there have been 0.5 of a second on the game clock, because Siena had to get a rebound of a missed shot and then call a timeout. And it usually takes more than 1/10 of a second. But no matter what, Siena had a shot at the buzzer. Jackie Benitez missed, although not a great look, an off-balance look from three-point range, and the game now goes into overtime, which we expected.
Siena pretty much led throughout, and by as many as 17. Ryder came storming back, took the lead late. Remember, Perkins had a chance to give him the lead, blew an uncontested layup. Then the play at the end of the game, Gibson makes 1 of 2. Kelly makes 1 of 2 to put Siena up 2. Home run ball gets through to Robin Perkins. Hoop and the harm with 0.6 of a second left. She makes a free throw. It's over, but she misses it, and we are going to overtime. Unbelievable.
Michael, Perkins has to be kicking herself because, as you say, with about 2:20 remaining in regulation, she missed a wide-open layup attempt that would have given Ryder its first lead of the game to that point. And then she has a chance to win the game for her team with only 0.6 of a second left. All she needed to do was convert a free throw, and she missed that. So two very dramatic misses by Ryder's best player in the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds of the game, one on an uncontested layup and one on a free throw. So she's going to want to try to redeem herself in the overtime session, and she is more than capable.
Siena playing an overtime game in the MAAC tournament for the 5th time. Siena 0-4 in overtime games all time in MAAC tournament play.
And, Michael, whoever loses this game is going to feel pretty demoralized, and it's going to be the agony of defeat for whichever team comes out on the short end here.
Wow. This is unbelievable.
Oh, both teams with plenty of chances to salt this one away, and neither team able to do so yet.
And the tip is won by Siena. Saints will go from left to right. Scarborough quickly ahead, lays it up and in. 6 seconds in, Scarborough puts the Saints up first in overtime.
Siena has used that inbounds play, not the inbounds play, the tap play off a jump ball to perfection. That time the tap to Meg Donnie, who just handed off to a streaking Colin Scarborough, got to the basket and made the layup.
61-59, Siena. Wenzel, 3 for the lead. No. Rebound, Scarborough has it for the Saints and will run back the other way. Quickly ahead, Benitez. Jackie drives, pull up, baseline jumper, no. Got her own rebound. Tied up, gets it back off to Scarborough, and the Saints will reset.
Benitez with a close range shot about 6 feet away, bounced off the front of the iron, right back into her hands. Gives Siena another opportunity here.
Scarborough cut off on the right side. Up top, Benitez. Jackie, 3. No good. And the rebound cleared out by Perkins for the Bronx.
Benitez had a look from about 22 feet out, passed it up, took a dribble to get closer, and then missed.
Perkins, top of the key, Huskova. They feed the post. Duggan knocked away by Donahue. Loose ball to Scarborough. Collins running the other way. Collins all the way in traffic. They'll call the blocking foul on Huskova. 50-50 call there will send Scarborough to the line for 2.
Well, no doubt about that, but I think Huskova was shuffled her feet a little bit to get in front of Colin Scarborough. But let's give Meg Donahue some credit on the other end. That's back-to-back times that the Ryder has tried to pass into the post to get the ball into Julia Duggan, that Scarborough was able to tip it away.
And Collins hits the first. And makes them both. 4-point Siena lead. Scarborough with the first 4 points of overtime. 63-59 Siena.
And Michael, Siena continues to do well from the foul line, and Ryder not so well.
And now a turnover. Scarborough with the loose ball. Good start to overtime for the Saints.
Perkins that time trying to drive into the middle, drove into traffic and threw up a shot that did not even get ironed. Siena able to get the rebound.
Kelly baseline jumpers and air ball. Wenzel the loose ball rebound. They go to the ground, tie up, jump ball. Arrow will give it to the Bronx. 3:07 to go in overtime. Siena leading by 4.
Simone Kelly with a wide open look from the baseline from about 17 feet out. A shot she makes with some regularity, but it was an air ball on that opportunity. Ryder went to the floor to get the loose ball. Siena able to tie it up, but Ryder possession on the alternate arrow.
63-59 Siena. 3 minutes to go in overtime, and a reaching called on Scarborough. Fouls carry over to overtime. Both teams in the bonus, so Taylor Wenzel, who's a 71% foul shooter, will take 2 here.
Wenzel doing a good job that possession, using her body to shield the ball away from Colin Scarborough, and Collins bodied Wenzel that time, just enough to commit the foul.
And the first one is good.
Houghton comes back in the game to give Duggan a rest, I believe, and Houghton with 4 fouls.
And Wenzel hits them both. 63-61 Siena. 2:58 to go in overtime. Saints have played 5 overtime games all time in the MAAC tournament. They've lost their first 4. Gibson inside. Little teardrop by Joella. And the Saints up 4.
Gibson driving the lane and looking off defenders, creating an opening for herself.
And now the blocking foul, try to get the charge there. And Ryder will go to the line here again in the bonus. Oh, even the Jaspers radio crew love that one from Gibson. Joella from the Bronx and taking that one back Riverdale style. Wenzel back at the foul line and spins out the first.
On the other end, Siena pressing and Gibson trying to hold her position, but had gotten a little bit too far under Wenzel when Wenzel caught the pass, and Gibson commits the foul to send Wenzel to the foul line.
65-62. Siena, 2:30 to go in overtime. Scarborough working hard. Benitez, top of the key, drives, scoops, fouled, and Benitez will shoot 2.
Benitez picking up a head of steam from about the top of the key, and as she got into the lane, a Rider defender bumped her with the body, commits the foul, sends Benitez, the MAAC leading free throw shooter, to the foul line.
Jackie Benitez, 21 points today, makes the first. 66-62, Siena 2:23 to go in overtime. And makes them both, 5-point Siena lead.
And the Saints doing a great job keeping the ball out of Haskova's hand, although she's bringing the ball up court right now. She's only touched the ball once or twice since she had her big stretch of offense.
And a blocking foul called on Siena. Ryder trying to get it quick too. And the foul called on the Saints. More free throws coming up here for Ryder.
And it's Perkins that goes to the foul line. This young lady having a difficult day from the foul line today. Just 6 of 13. Now 6 of 14, including the big miss at the end of regulation that would have won the game for Ryder.
Yeah, the huge miss.
And a 71% free throw shooter on the season.
She has got to be kicking herself, and she missed them both. And Benitez the rebound for Siena. Wow.
6 of 15 from the foul line for Robin Perkins.
67-62. Siena coming up on 2 minutes to go in overtime. Benitez feeds it to Kelly. Underneath Donahue with the left hand. Count it! And the foul for Megan Donahue. And the Saints lead by 7 with 1:55 to go.
And great ball movement that time. The ball went to the hands of Simone Kelly, who passed up an open look and found Meg Donahue under the basket. Simone Kelly delivers the pass. Meg Donahue makes the basket and gets fouled.
And she completes the three-point play. Siena up 8 with 1:55 to go in overtime.
And Michael, usually up 8, minute 55 left. It's you're in pretty good shape, but the way this game has gone, I don't think you can say that yet.
Not the way this game has gone. Ball knocked away. Hoskova recovers inside. Scoops blocked by Kelly, but she was fouled.
And Haskova catching a pass in the lane, making a nice move going to the left side for a layup attempt, and she got fouled by Simone Kelly, who fouls out of the game.
Hoping that it's not her last game.
Nope, the senior post player has played her best at the end of the year. 3 double-doubles in the last 8 or 9 games, and good game here today by Simone Kelly.
And another free throw missed by the Bronx. Boy, oh boy, free throws killing Ryder in this one.
Three of 7 in the overtime from the foul line. Now 4 of 8.
4 of 8 as Hoskova makes 1 of 2.
And I believe they are 16 of 30 in the game.
They are. Wow. 70-63 Siena. Gibson lost the ball. Tie-up jump ball. We'll keep it with Siena with 86 seconds to go in overtime.
Siena fortunate there. Gibson just lost the ball as she was trying to drive into the lane, and Siena able to tie up the loose ball and retain possession.
Gibson trying to get it in. Feeds Donahue up with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Gibson the offensive rebound, though, and she's fouled. Sneaking in from behind, and she'll go back to the line with 1:22 to go and Siena up 7.
Joella Gibson inbounds the ball to Meg Donahue. Meg goes up for a relatively close range shot. What seemingly was an open shot. It rolls around the rim. It comes out, and Joella Gibson comes off the baseline where she inbounded the ball to sneak in behind everybody and get the offensive rebound.
And the Siena killer, Hodden, falls out on the play. Petty Evans has already fouled out for Siena along with Kelly. And now Hodden for the Bronx.
Gibson misses the first.
Saints lead by 7, though, with 1:22 to go in overtime.
No matter if this goes in or not, a three-possession game.
Missed them both, though. Perkins the rebound. Still just a 7-point game, though. And a chance for Ryder here. Shot blocked, but Benitez fouled Perkins, will go back to the line.
And Perkins trying to go up over Benitez. Benitez tall enough and long enough to contest that type of shot. and got a piece of the ball, but also appeared to have gotten a piece of Perkins' arm. And I believe.
And Jackie fouled out on that. Well, third Saint to foul out is Benitez, and Siena. She only dresses 9, just 6 left right now. Benitez fouling out. Great game today for Jackie with 23.
And Perkins continues to miss from the foul line.
Unbelievable.
Nickel Siena only with 6 players left, and 2 of them with 4 fouls.
Perkins makes 1 of 2. Yeah, this game can't go to overtime. Number 2 for Siena.
No.
They would be in trouble. They lead it by 6 with 1:09 to play. Rawls into the front court. Let's see if Ryder thinks about starting to foul. It is a 2-possession game, under a minute to go. They tried to poke away for the foul. No call. Now Wenzel commits the foul with 55.4 seconds to go.
Well, they got the person. They fouled the person they wanted to. Following Joella Gibson. Joella having her struggles from the foul line. Gibson 1 of 4 from the foul line today and just missed 2 on Siena's previous possession. Oh.
And rims home the first. Makes it a 3-possession game again with 55.4 seconds to go.
It's the front rim and bounces in off the backboard.
And makes them both. Clutch free throws by Gibson. Saints lead by 8 with 55 seconds to go in overtime.
And Ryder needs a couple of big plays right here if it wants to get back in this.
Shot inside, no good. Huskova tied up. They call the foul, though. And rebounding action. Clock stops with 42 seconds to go. More free throws for Huskova and Ryder. 4th foul on Udoka now. Again, Siena has just 6 active players right now. 3 have fouled out. Kelly, Benitez, and Petty Evans. Only player on the bench who's eligible right now, Severova, as Huskova hits the first.
And 3 of Siena's 6 active players with 4 fouls right now. Siena very fortunate. There's only 42 seconds remaining.
Huskova hits the free throws. 72-66. 40 seconds to go. Ryder going for a steal. They got a foul soon here, though. Gibson across the timeline is fouled by Wenzel with 35.1 seconds to go. 3rd foul on Wenzel. It's going to come down to free throws here for Siena, Steve. Can they make them to finish things off? Unlike Ryder was not able to do at the end of regulation.
And Gibson came into this game about a 63% shooter from the foul line, 19 of 30. Big free throws here. She's 3 of 6 in this game.
Makes the first. Well, sometimes you just need to get there a few times, repetition.
Yep.
64% foul shooter on the season is Gibson, coming in 33-52 on the year. I think you'll go to the MAAC stats, Steve.
I believe
Gibson
you're right.
makes them both. And Siena up 8 with 35 seconds to play.
Big free throws, and she has made the last 4 back-to-back trips down the court. She got fouled, made them both times.
4 clutch ones, but now Rawls bumps Wenzel, and you don't need that because it stops the clock again. 28.9 to go, and more free throws for Ryder.
No, you're almost better off backing away and letting her get a shot because it's not an automatic if she gets a shot, and maybe she miss. Now she goes to the line, and the opportunity to get 2 with the clock stopped.
And Wenzel hits the first. Ryder's 35th and 36th free throw attempts of this game. Siena shot 23, 21 of those coming after halftime. Wenzel makes them both. 6-point game against 74-68. Siena, 28.9 seconds to go in overtime. They get it off to Rawls.
Got a foul
Rawls
right away. There we go.
is fouled by Duggan with 24.5 to go. Deja Rawls, a 61% foul shooter on the year, so clutch free throws here for the freshman. 3 Saints have fouled out, 3 have 4 fouls. Siena needs to win this one in this overtime here, or they might end double overtime with less than 5. Deja front rims the first. Need to make this one, though, to make it a 3-possession game again.
No, Ryder fouled the right individual. Deja Rawls, Siena's second worst free throw percentage.
Big second shot here for the freshman. Good. 3-possession game again. Siena up 7 with 24.5 seconds to go in overtime. Hoskova into the front court. Hoskova, 3. It got fouled. Wow. And she overshot it a little. That would have been huge for Ryder. She's still going to get 3 free throws here.
And she got a good look from three-point range. Siena had to foul her.
And the foul on Scarborough, and she's done. And Siena now down to just 5 available players as Severova comes in. Scarborough, the 4th Saint to foul out. Any more fouls on Siena, they're going to have 4 players on the court.
And Emanuela Edoka and Meg Donahue, both with 4 fouls.
Hoskova hits the first. Back to a 2-possession game. What a odd game today.
Geez.
Crazy game. Crazy.
Michael, we worried all season last year, Siena with only 7 active players for much of the year, that they would play a game with short of players on the court due to foul trouble. Siena never had to face that situation, but it faces it today. Very fortunately, there's only a little bit over 18 seconds remaining in Siena with a 5-point lead.
As Hoskova hits all 3, a career-high 26 off the bench for her. They get it into Donahue. Pass deflected, stolen by Perkins, and she's fouled. Are you kidding me? 14.9 seconds to go. Donahue threw it away. And is that on Meg? It is. She's done. Siena's going to have 4 players. We're going to have 4 players on the court for Siena. As Donahue fouls out and there's nobody left on the bench. Wow.
Michael, I believe this will be a power play.
Going to be a power play for Ryder. 14.9 seconds to go, 5-point game. This is insanity.
And Michael, Siena inbounded the ball. Joella Gibson got the ball inbound to Meg Donahue, and Meg tried to get it back to Joella Gibson, and a little bit of a lazy pass that got picked off by Perkins, I believe, and Meg commits the foul, her 5th foul.
Lynn Milligan going to the table, look to see what's going on.
That is 5 Siena players with 5 fouls. And
Siena is going to play the final 14.9 seconds of overtime with 4 players. This is unbelievable what we've seen here today. First free throw good by Perkins.
And, Michael, if Perkins makes this second one, it is a 1-possession game. It's a 1-possession game now. I'm sorry. 72 points for Ryder. If they make this, they're within 2.
Sheer madness. And it's March. And Perkins hits it, and it's a 2-point game with 14.9 seconds to go. Timeout, Siena.
And, I've seen this before on rare occasions, and I've been covering college basketball for over 40 years, and I've probably seen a team having to play shorthanded maybe twice in all of that time, and now we're witnessing it today. And Siena only up by 2 points with 14.9 seconds remaining, and Ryder's going to foul the first opportunity it can, and Siena's going to have to make a couple of free throws, or else it'll come down to Ryder with a man or a woman advantage, a 5-on-4 advantage, a power play, if you will. And this doesn't happen very often, but a golden opportunity right now for the Ryder Bronx. Siena with 5 players fouling out of the game, and very fortunately, Ryder going to the foul line 41 times and only converting 63% of its free throws, or else it would have wrapped this game up long ago.
They'll inbound the front court again, just 4 Saints on the court, so Ryder can double team. Going to be tough for Siena to get it in here. They get it in. Severova fouled with 13.9 to go, so Siena did get it in, and now Severova, who shot a grand total of 16 free throws all year, a 69% foul shooter with 2 big ones for the freshman from the Czech Republic.
Well, you can look at it 2 ways with Severova going to the foul line, and she is a good shooter. Either she is ice cold because she hasn't played much, or she's fresh because she just got into the game.
Makes the first. And now a big one to try and stretch it back to 2 possessions with 13.9 to go.
Severova, a freshman and the most lightly used player on Siena's roster, but a pretty good offensive player and got a nice shooting touch.
Makes them both.
Crucial
timeout. Lynn Milligan, 4-point Siena lead with 13.9 seconds to go in overtime. 77-73 Siena. Just when you think you've seen it all, Steve, we see something we haven't seen before.
A 5-on-4, Siena able to inbounds the ball, gets the ball into the hands of Karolina Severova, who was in the game only because 5 teammates have fouled out. Siena only has 4 active players right now that can get on the court. And Severova takes the inbound pass. Ryder fouls her immediately, and she makes both free throws. Certainly,
what an unbelievable game. The first game, Niagara 65, Kenesha 64. That was a classic.
Michael,
this one has far exceeded that.
Never a dull moment when Siena plays in a MAAC tournament.
Saints trying to kill off the penalty here. The short-handed Saints, 4 players on the court. Ryder ball, 13.9 seconds to go in overtime. Siena leads by 4. Something we thought we might see last year. We didn't. We've seen it here today. Perkins, left wing, Stover for 3. Got it!
Boy.
1-point game with 8 seconds to go. Stover, the freshman, with a huge 3.
Ryder's going to have to foul immediately if Siena can get the ball inbound.
They get it to Severova. She's fouled with 7.7 to go, and the best she can do is put Siena back up by 3. This is absolute insanity. 77-76 Siena with 7.7 seconds to go in overtime. Siena playing with 4 players, and Carolina Severova, the most seldom used Saint, on the court this year at the line for 2 more big free throws.
And Michael Ryder on his last possession, 5-on-4, was able to move the ball around and get an open shot quickly.
Severova hits the first.
And Severova, without any question, in the most meaningful situation of her college career, at the foul line for the second straight possession for Siena. Made 2 the first time and
wow.
Makes 2 this time
Both
as well.
teams out of timeouts. 3-point game, 7.7 seconds to go in overtime. Ryder looking for the tie. Perkins, right corner, 3 for the tie. They wave it off. She was out of bounds. Stover was stepping out of bounds, and Ryder turns it over with 3 seconds to go. Siena ball up 3. Wow.
Perkins bringing the ball up court, passed the ball up.
But the ball through the hands of Severova, out of bounds to Ryder. You have got to be kidding me. This is the most bizarre basketball game I have seen in my entire life.
Michael Ryder.
They get it into Severova, threw her hands out of bounds. Ryder gets it back with 1.5 to go and a chance at another 3 here.
And Ryder had given up the last possession when Stover stepped out of bounds. Here we go.
One more chance for Ryder. Wenzel gets it in to Perkins, knocked away by Gibson, and Siena, some way, somehow, with 4 players, will beat Ryder in overtime. 79-76. Saints live to fight another day with one of the most improbable of wins.
Well, they barely do, and Ryder not able to inbound the ball with 1.5 seconds remaining despite having a woman advantage, 5-on-4. In the closing seconds, Joella Gibson able to tip the ball away and have the clock run out to secure a very improbable Siena victory.